Hello, everybody. Pop culture curator here. So good to see you. Welcome back to another stream of horror, sci-fi, theater. I don't know, a horror sci-fi stream. So something like that. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's Tuesday night, Tuesday evening, Tuesday afternoon, depending on where you are or your neck of the woods. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're all safe and staying warm. And of course, just as the stream starts, I've got a little train going on in the background. I apologize for that. And I noticed we've had some people already in the chat, so some of you guys came early. I will be saying hello to you as well. But and also one of my co-hosts, Nemesis of Eden, should be along shortly. He texted me just a few moments ago that he'll be along. I wanted to explain something about this movie and the link in my channel. I posted, I believe Thursday or Friday, in my community tab, as I usually do, as you guys know, that I would be covering Return to the Living Dead on the next horror sci-fi stream. And when I posted that, down in the comments below, I also posted the link to where you can watch the movie, on which website you can watch it for free. Because I don't want to see you guys have to pay any money, obviously, or any streaming fees. And then last night, during my Lost in Space stream, it was brought to my attention that the link that I had posted linking to the movie was not there. I was confused. I was like, what? So I went into my community tab to look, and lo and behold, it was gone. So Gorilla and myself, we kind of scrambled around trying to look for another link really quick to add to my community tab. Gorilla found one, which I eventually, thank goodness I went back later on last night and looked. It wasn't the correct movie. But the link to the original post. Hello, Dennis of Eden. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, I'm doing very well, Pop. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Happy to see you, sir. As long as you're here, I'm doing good. So last
Excellent. Yeah,
night,
dude, this movie was awesome.
oh, good. Your first time watching it as well?
Yeah.
All right, good. I can't wait to talk about it. So yeah, last night Gorilla gave me a link to what we thought was Return of the Living Dead. Unfortunately, it was a sequel to this movie. It was Return of the Living Dead 2.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, but lo and behold, I happened to, thank goodness I checked to find out it was not the right link. So I went back and found out that the original link was working, the one that I had posted on Thursday or Friday, which is on the website Soap Today. So I did repost that link in my community tab to the correct
Hmm.
movie, the one we're getting ready to cover. So I hope everybody was able to see it. If you were not able to see it, the link is there in the community tab. It is active and working, and I hope you get to watch it, enjoy it. Try to watch the stream tonight if you can. I apologize ahead of time for spoilers. If not, there's the link. You can watch it, and maybe you can check it out after. But I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll find it a really good movie. If you like comedy, if you like horror, if you like zombies, if you like rock music, and a few other things all rolled up into one, I think you should come off liking this movie somewhat. Like I was just uh, talking about in the background, in the whatever it's called, backstage, whatever. This movie actually has a really good soundtrack. I used to have the CD, and when I was in the Air Force, I bought it, and I cranked it up. We used to listen to that, me and my buddies, and it was a great soundtrack with some great bands. And now I don't know if I can still find it or not. A lot of those good soundtracks from horror movies were put out by a company called Maurice Sarabande. I know that's where I got my Halloween soundtrack, Racerhead, Return of the Living Dead, and some others. But if you ever get a chance to check it out, and I'm talking about the soundtrack now. I highly encourage it. I think you'll enjoy it. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. The music is really up there. And when I'm talking about music, it's like, yes, I'm talking about orchestra, but I'm also talking about these songs that are in it as well. It's not a musical. There's not people stopping and then singing, but it's got some really good, I guess, punk rock slash rock music, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys say? What kind of music would you guys say it had?
Oh,
Definitely
what
punk rock, hard rock.
oh, I was muted this whole time here. Yeah.
You've
No,
been muted this entire time, bro. How have you been?
This entire time. Hello, hello, Gorilla.
yeah. So you did hear all those insults on Story Dancing episodes, huh?
Not a
No,
single one,
sorry.
man. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry
Pop,
to disappoint you.
sorry I sent you the wrong link, but that website.
No, that's okay, Gorilla. That's okay. You didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, that website there is did I had 8 movies to choose from. I thought it, so I clicked the one right next to it. Well, that to me that website that I sent you was a far superior one to Soap Today. But if you're watching TV shows, you gotta pay attention because sometimes it is missing episodes. But when it does have the episodes, it's the correct one.
That's okay. Did you watch the correct one? Were you able to?
I used the one that was in your link there.
Okay,
Good.
good.
It's a lot easier just to get to it that way.
Yeah, apparently what happens is when I post a link, here's what happens, okay? In my community tab, I post a link, an active link to a movie on Soap Today. And then apparently if Soap Today goes down for some reason, or that link becomes dead or no longer available, then my post disappears. And on my community tab, it looks like I didn't post anything at all. So that's why I was even last night wondering, well, I know I at least posted it. Why isn't it there? Well, apparently when Soap goes down, then the link goes down. So once I reposted it, there it was. And now it seems to be working.
I just watched it on Soap Today, like literally just finished as soon as I jumped on the stream. So it's still working right now and we're good to go.
Good. And hopefully it was a good copy.
Yeah, it was. It worked out great.
Pop, will YouTube allow you to show a few scenes from The Living Dead if you know which scenes I'm talking about, or do they not allow over 18
No.
content?
I'll have to skip over that stuff as quick as I can and the best that I can.
Well, that one scene that one scene there, I would just
What one scene? There's like 5 scenes with trash running around naked. It's amazing. My kind of girl.
Well, I was talking about the whole dancing to the Satanic Temple thing right. There for like
Linnea
5 minutes.
Quigley.
Yeah, when you get to that scene there, I would stop sharing, fast forward till you get out of that scene there, then reshare.
Oh, and if I stop sharing, that'll bump everybody out of the stream, won't it?
No. Stop. Just hit stop share on here. Or pull. Well, I could pull it off the screen for you if you need me to, or just tell me when.
I think we'll be okay. Well, here's what will happen is when we get to those scenes, is I'll give everybody a warning saying, okay, now we're going to go through these really quick here. Now I'm just going to go boop, 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 boop with the slides. And that way there's no time to really focus on what's going on. But when I talk, I'll give everybody the gist of what's going on. And the good news is if they haven't seen the movie, it'll encourage them to watch it, right? Because she definitely has a hot body.
Oh my God, she's amazing. She's incredible. Whew. Like, holy moly. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
my kind of girl.
As long as you put a paper bag over her face, I guess.
She does have a nice body.
That was makeup, Gorilla. She's actually very beautiful. Even now, she looks good. Yeah. And she is considered one of the top scream queens. They had a documentary that came out of, I don't know, a year or two ago called Scream Queens or something it had that in the name. It was a documentary. And it talked about some of the biggest scream queens in Hollywood. And she was in it. And I was glad to see that. I'm a big fan of scream queens, some of the good ones. But what I need to do, I almost forgot, is I need to introduce you guys. First of all, I want to say hello to my good friend, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. How are you doing tonight, Gorilla?
I'm actually more tired than I usually am because I ended up staying home today. So like I've been just
Oh,
sitting around doing nothing.
oh, so that's what you meant
Must
by
be
in
so
Jill's
tiring.
stream. Yeah, in Jill's stream, you said you didn't have to work. So I didn't know if you meant you were at home or you were at work and you just didn't have to do anything.
Oh no! My company would send me home if we didn't have any work to do.
Yeah, obviously they're
No,
not going to pay you to just stand around.
no. What happened? What happened was I started going out to work, but the roads were very icy, and then the wind, the snow was blowing as reducing the
Uh-huh.
visibility. I was deciding that I was debating on whether or not to turn around. Then I realized I left my pop at home, so that was the deciding factor.
Oh, yeah, you can't do without that. That's for sure.
So I was like,
Well, I'm glad you're with us. And I hope this movie wasn't. Before we started these horror sci-fi streams, I know you weren't really familiar with the horror and gore, specifically the gore territory. I hope this movie wasn't too hard or difficult to watch for you.
there was gore. I
Oh,
guess I
well, there
wasn't
you
paying that
go.
much attention to it.
Well, I'm glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
it's been pretty mild.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's not really gory as far as like it's obviously it's a zombie movie, but you don't get a lot of like eaten or people being eaten, but it's a lot of the gore is implied.
Yeah, it wasn't
And
like uh, the Toxic Avenger 2.
right, exactly. Sci-fi sit then. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, still alive and kicking. I'm not dead yet.
And that is definitely the best part of things, right? As long as you're able to breathe and say hello every morning.
And Pop, as far as you know, has PvP seen this one before? Because he is in the chat saying he's still watching the movie.
Yeah, he'll probably be along as soon as he's finished watching it.
So he hasn't seen it before, or he has?
Has not.
Hmm.
I know last night he hadn't seen it because he's the one that brought it to my attention that the link wasn't working. So we can thank PvP for having a working link. Otherwise, if he hadn't told me, I never would have known. And
Thanks, PvP.
Nemesis of Eden, my good friend, how are you doing?
Give me 1 second. I'm doing very well.
All right, I'm glad to hear that. I hope you had the right substances tonight to keep you happy.
Oh
I
yeah,
wish I
it's
could
what I'm
join
doing
you.
right now. Oh dude, I wish you could
All
join me
right.
too. It's been a long day. I had OHS training. It was long.
Geez, since you're being kind of a dick not flying down there and token with Pop there.
Dude, I don't have my passport yet. Otherwise, I totally would.
Hey! You don't need a passport to just walk across the border.
Not that
Yeah, but I want to
border.
get back
Yeah,
into my country, bro.
yeah, that's just it. The Mexican border, you can walk back and forth, but Canadian border, I don't think that's going to be so simple.
No, they're crossing that one too.
Oh, they were.
Just
That's a good question. What do they require to cross the border besides a passport? Anything else, or is that it?
Probably an ID as well.
Well, yeah, your
ID,
passport is your
I
passport.
don't know.
ID. I don't know
Yeah,
when
I thought
I would
passport
have.
is.
Well,
Go
last
ahead.
time I was in Canada, I didn't even have an ID. So
How long was
my
that after
dad,
9/11?
I believe I was 7. So I didn't even. They
Yeah,
made my sister show their school IDs, but I was like, I don't have mine. For some reason, my sisters had theirs with them. For some reason.
well, if you're only 7, though, they probably don't really crack down on it at that age. But I'm sure if you would have been an adult, they would have.
Well, we had a little bit of a trouble with me there, but coming back to the United States, they're like, they didn't care. they did not care when we were coming back across.
Okay,
Well,
well,
we
that's
are.
cool. I'm glad you didn't get any
Well,
problems.
well, we are party animals down here. Canada's more laid back and calmed down.
You
Possibly. I
clearly
don't
don't
know.
know Canadians then, but that's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say we get some Canadians on here who Sounds like they party pretty hardy, so you never know.
He hasn't
Oh,
met Canadian Spider-Man there. They were talking on his channel the other night about when they got the Mounties called on him when he passed out. When he went and left, and he left the stream going, and everybody got worried about him.
yeah,
Yep.
last year. That was funny. Yeah, he passed out. He went inside and passed out, so he was actually safe. But us, the viewers at home, we didn't know that, and we thought that he was asleep in the backyard, freezing to death. So that was an interesting turn of events, and I'm glad that it turned out okay for him.
Yeah, now we got instructions on what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do not
who
call
to
the county Mounties.
Yeah, did they say call the forestry service or something?
Yeah, it's under
Yeah,
the fire department of the forestry service.
right, not the county Mounties, right.
Yeah, that's going to take like an hour to get out there. That was like, ugh, I don't even want to get into living in that small town. Anyways, how's the chat doing?
Yes, I was just going to mention that. I wanted to say hello. Welcome and big hugs to everyone in the chat. And like I said, some people have been here for a while now, patiently waiting. And I want to make sure to give them credit where credit is due. And it looks like the first one to be here was Lemon Pie. And it looks like Lemon Pie says, "Howdy, Pop. I hope you're well today." I am doing better, yes, sir. I was a little weak earlier today. I didn't have much of a voice. I feel really bad. I hope I didn't let Jill down.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I am feeling better. I took my pain meds. I got me
yeah.
some juice here, some pineapple and orange juice. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to
Hey
go.
there, Scurvy.
Lemon!
And Sci-Fi Sit Down, would you like to read this?
Hello there, pop culture curator.
Right back at you. And how about this one?
Hello there, Lemon Pie.
All right. And it looks like hello to my good friend Suzanne Eckstein. Hope you are doing well, Suzanne. I saw your post on Twitter of the newborn little baby kitten. Very, very cute.
Hey, Suzanne.
And yeah, and
Hey,
she says,
Suzanne.
"Lemon Pie, hello." And she also says, "Sit down, hello." And hello, Ola Greg. Hello, Ola Greg. Ola Greg says, "Hello, everyone."
Hey, OG.
Hey, OG.
Yeah, good to see him. And Suzanne says, "Gorilla, hello." Ola Greg says, "Giant spiders waving hello." Absolutely. And Suzanne Eckstein says, "Greg, hello." And Ola Greg says, "Hey, Suzanne." And Lemon says, "Hey, Suzanne." "Hey, Sit Down." "Hey, Gorilla," says Lemon Pie. And Ola Greg says, "Gorilla thought it was a hot link sausage and ate it."
Wait, what?
Gorilla thought it was a hot link sausage and ate it.
Okay. I'm missing something here.
And Suzanne says, "Nemesis, hello." And Ola Greg says, "Hail, Nemesis." And Lemon Pie says,
Hello.
"Nemesis, hey."
Hello, Suzanne. Hello, OG. Hello, Lemon Pie. And Lemon, you got me, you sexy son of a bitch.
Yep, Lemon Pie says, "Nemesis."
Wait,
Pew
what's
And I
pew.
that?
don't know.
Come on, I'm losing a
Sorry.
fortune on this, Nemesis. You're supposed to be on point here. With
Dude,
this.
I am out smoking weed. I am not on point. The only thing I am pointed on is my fucking cannabis. Pardon me.
Which is quite all right. Quite understandable. I don't no need to apologize. PvP says, "Be on in a while, just watching." Very cool, PvP. I'll see you when you get here. And Ola Greg says, "Aliens are experimenting on us by muting Gorilla's microphone." That would explain a great deal. And PvP says, "Be about 45 minutes." And that was at approximately 13 minutes after the hour, which was about 11 minutes ago. Ola Greg says, "I'm not feeling well today, so I'll be lurking." I'm sorry to hear that, Ola Greg, but I'm glad you're here, and I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I feel better, OG. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I
And
hope you
Suzanne
feel
says,
better.
"PvP, hello, dear." I may have to turn on some air because it is warm in here. It all depends. Sometimes my roommates will turn on that heater, sometimes they don't. This morning it was kind of cold, so I had a jacket on, but now it's warm. It's like 80 degrees. And Suzanne says, PvP, hello, dear. I don't know if I already said that or not. And then Bobby says, Santana is alive. It's alive. And Suzanne says, Greg, feel better. I'm down as well, Wall. Hugs to both of you guys. I hope you guys come around feeling better soon. Maybe recommend some chicken soup. This is my hero, LOL, says Suzanne. And Suzanne says, Gorilla, yep, they sure are on foot daily. Did I say that right? Gorilla, yep, they sure are on foot daily. Yes, I did. Okay, good. Glad to see Stream Elements is working.
What's on foot daily?
Gorilla, yep, they sure are on foot daily, says Suzanne. Lemon Pie says, I need to choose between rose wine, red wine, or beer. If I could drink alcohol.
You do a white wine spritzer?
You just got to go, I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow. Yes, I love
That's right.
beer.
Plus, it makes me grow a beard.
Lemon Pie says, Canadians party like anyone else, snorting maple syrup and so forth.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah, very cool. And Suzanne says, Pop, I have meds showing up by the end of the month, so we'll feel better soon. I'm glad to hear that, but I'm sorry you have to take meds, Suzanne. And immigrants arrive on foot daily, it says Suzanne.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's what you meant. Okay.
By the thousands, right? By the thousands. I wish I could give up my citizenship and then come back over the border and say that I'm an illegal immigrant. That way I get a whole bunch of shit handed to me for free. That'd be nice.
Well, you probably could.
You just need an alter ego.
An alter ego, right?
Yeah.
Get a really dark tan too.
Just put on a dark persona and dye your hair.
It's incredible how very few of those immigrants are single mothers with babies. When that's all they ever mention, that's all they ever talk about. When most of them are young men, they're perfect age for crime, terrorism. You name it.
They're fighting age, but they won't stay in their own country and fight for it.
No, they won't.
Yeah, and most of them have certain occupations that are considered, what's the term of that being you taken down? Deemed not lawful to both countries. Yes.
Yeah, that's what all those countries are doing. They're deporting their criminals to here. Can you blame them? I mean, if we're stupid enough to take them, why not, right? And Suzanne says, better living through chemistry, Pop. Yes, absolutely. And Lemon Pie says, a white wine spritzer sent Ned Flanders on a bender. Okay. Perfect. All right.
Glad you got the reference, buddy.
Yeah, I actually do recognize that one. I used to watch The Simpsons back in the early days. I can't remember about which season I tuned out, but it got to some point where it got kind of tiresome and repetitive.
Yeah, I did see.
Go ahead, Dan.
I did see online about the where Homer and Stanley went to Canada, and Ned Flanders was there too. The Canadian version, and Ned Flanders had a pufferino, and he said that they were legal up there now.
I think that show's been on going on almost 40 years. It's incredible.
89 was the Christmas of 89 was the very first episode.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So it's almost 35? It'll be 35 this year.
I stopped watching, I stopped that stuff on the DVR at 32, and that was pre-pandemic. So
Yeah, it's been a long
3-4
time.
years ago. I don't know. I've lost track of time. Time's weird, guys.
Time flies.
It is. Everything changed after the lockdowns. And Lemon Pie says, white wine spritzer, spritzer, spritzer. Okay, is there anything anybody wants to add before we start the movie? I figure maybe now's a good time.
No, not really. There's just it's interesting. There's a couple, like you had mentioned it already. The soundtrack for this movie is incredible. Like, I don't even know where to begin with it. So,
yeah, it's a shame if it wasn't for YouTube and their strict copyright laws and rules. It's too bad we can't play a little bit of the music tonight, but we can't, obviously. So the best I can do is recommend it, and then have you guys go out and watch the movie yourself and see what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, and also look for the soundtrack.
On my channel, I'd risk 3 seconds, but that's my channel. There, I could still get a copyright claim on it, and the music is harder to fight than a review, like when we're
video clips.
Yeah, the video clips they get the Warner Brothers gives up on that or they've been letting me do it there, except for some reason they took down Shawshank.
They took it that way. They took down their complaint, or they took down the entire movie.
They took down the whole. They took down the entire review.
Ooh, they didn't like that one.
And I was being nice with them.
And that's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers movies division. The Waltons division. They've been very generous here, and the movie one they've been complete dicks. Hell, they didn't even respond for 3 weeks.
Well, I'm glad Waltons have been okay with you. I know ever since I don't know if it has helped or not, if it's made a difference or not, but since I made those overlays for Gilligan's Island and Lost in Space, I haven't had any complaints for Gilligan's Island. So I've got my fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll stay that way. But
are they public domain, or are they owned by a company again still?
Well, when it comes to Gilligan's Island, the complaint I get is by one TV station in Louisiana, which makes no sense because it's owned by CBS. It's not owned by one TV station in Louisiana. So here we get our explanation here, and this is kind of a little tongue-in-cheek joke. And of course, seriously, as soon as I start, right?
That's okay. Is your cell phone off? Because that's going to be the next one that pops up.
The cell phone, I have to leave on because I was turning it off, and then I was missing important phone calls from my doctors.
Well, then never mind.
Yeah. So the best I could do is ask people, don't call me. I can't talk to you during my streaming hours. But nobody's perfect. Not everybody knows, so it's okay. Nothing I can't handle. So we get our disclaimer here. The events portrayed in this film are all true. The names are real names of real people and real organizations.
No, watch, it actually did happen, and there's a really good cover up. But except for one person, he's trying to tell a story, but nobody's believing him because they think he's just old, just Uncle Joe there telling his drunken stories again.
Right, nobody remembers that town that we nuked. So we start with, you need a medical supply. I wanted to shout out to the guy on the right, Clu Gulager. He's an actor who's been around a long time. When I was a baby, like diapers, my mother took us to meet him, and I got his autograph, and I remember she had that for a long time. And I need to find the names of it. I'll do that during tonight's stream. But he had a son that got into horror movies and started making them. And then they were like, I think there was kind of like a public funding or crowdsourced. This is back in the 80s or 90s. 90s, I'm guessing. And there were a couple of them, and he was in the movies, and they were actually pretty good, gory movies. And I'll pull up the titles of those. And then we had
It
in the
says
middle there. Go ahead.
the Feast movies and
That's it.
Piranha
Yes,
3 Double D.
yes. Thank you. That's it. That's the Feast movies. Yes.
Wait.
And he's
What was the last one? What was the last one?
Piranha 3 Double D, and he was in his 80s when he was in that film. You haven't seen any of the Piranha films? They're actually pretty funny.
They're the Chris
and,
Stock movie.
you could
Oh,
be.
dude, for sure. 100%.
Now the third, I think the third one was in 3D, so it was an interesting watch.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
the
had
one
that
that Clu
capability.
was in. The 3D, the 3 Double D, because I mean, it has a pair of tits on the advertising, because tits sell.
Right.
I'd go and see it.
Especially right a 3D with tits. Yeah, why not?
It's what 3D was made for.
Exactly. So here we get an introduction to our characters. This is You Need a Medical Supply. And and the guy in the middle in the blue shirt, James Karen, he also goes way back. Even back at a movie I used to watch when I was a kid was Frankenstein versus the Spaceman, Space Monster. Frankenstein versus the Space Monster, and he was in that. And he's been around for a while. And one of his last roles was Superman Returns. He was in a very, very small cameo in that. I think that's the right name, the Zack Snyder one.
Yeah. He was also. Did you say he was in Poltergeist too?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Poltergeist. He was the boss who what do you call it? Built the houses, but he only moved the headstones. Exactly. This is like, I think Poltergeist was 82, if I remember right, and this is 85. So a couple years after. I'm going
You
to
are
give my dog
correct.
some
82.
I apologize. I'm going to give my dog some water. I'll be right back, guys.
No worries.
And we have no chance to catch up on.
Oh no. Yeah, dude, this is right. No, like the cast in this was solid. Like I thoroughly enjoyed. Like there wasn't much in the way of a script, but it was still solid enough that like there's enough comedy and whatnot. These guys alone, like Bert, Frank, and Ernie, of course,
Well-
like Bert and Ernie here, and Frank.
Well, at first I was
Or
like,
no, sorry, that's Freddy. And the one on the far left is Freddy.
Yeah.
My bad.
at first I was like, what the hell are we watching? Why is Pop saying this is one of his favorite films? Then after I got to it, was like, oh, this has to be a parody of the original.
Oh
They
yeah, dude, like they're like, the events in this film are based on a true movie. Everything is based on true events. Everything in this movie you see is real. And I'm just like, oh, sweet, we're watching a documentary. I love this. Awesome.
Now, if you want to watch a documentary, then you got to watch Idiocracy.
Oh, dude. Idiocracy? Gorilla? Okay. Yeah.
We're so close to that future, ironically.
That's why it's a documentary.
Right. Pretty sad. I want Danny Trejo as president, god damn it.
Speaking of which, Nemesis, which Piranha movie had the doc in it? Was that the first one?
No, Piranha 3 Double D.
It's one that had Doc Brown in it, if you know the actor's name I'm thinking of.
Oh. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but actually I don't know which movie he was in. I would have to look it up.
I think it was the first one where they discovered the ancient piranha that escaped an ancient lake, and I'm probably spoiling the movie for anyone that hasn't seen it. But I've seen clips of it on YouTube though.
Yeah, man. Piranha. First one, only a 5.9, and it's so much better than that.
If you want, I'll go in there, rate it, and make the score even lower for you.
Oh, sure, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hey, man, it won an award. Okay, leave it alone.
Yeah,
God.
so did Threshold
What's Threshold?
for Voyager. The one where
Nah,
Janeway gets laid as a lizard. She gets turned into a lizard and gets laid by Paris.
Oh, dude, I thought you said Data gets laid as a lizard. I was like, bro, those are not in the same series.
Oh, of course.
I'm like,
Janeway
go
and
ahead.
Chakotay got so highly evolved they actually reversed their evolution, became
It wasn't
lizards.
Chakotay. It wasn't Chakotay. It was Tom Paris. The one she's always
It was a
yelling
weird
at.
fish dude.
Oops. Well, anyway, they evolved so much that they actually evolved backwards.
Who is this?
Oh, we're talking about Threshold there because he was saying that the Piranha 3 won an award. Like, so did Threshold.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, the Piranha 3s, they started out, I think Joe Dante was the original director. And they kind of wavered in quality. Some were good, some were better than others. But generally, they were good movies, and they're enjoyable. And they're pretty much what you'd expect. Fish attacking people.
And some were just fan service movies, basically for us young boys to have entertained with certain girls in the movie.
Absolutely, yes. So here's where the boss, Bert, is locking it up for the night and handing over the keys. And now we have Frank and the new guy. The new guy is the young guy with the green shirt and the suspenders. And apparently he's training tonight. And we have cadavers, and we have assorted skeletons and medical supplies, things like that. And he's showing them around. I don't think so, Pooch. Not now. I just gave the dog some food and water, so we're going to get a little bit of restlessness from them. I apologize in advance.
You're fine.
And now he's showing them inventory. Yeah, you're right. So he's showing the inventory where the different things are. People think that's pretty tough, but no. That's perfect teeth. Very good. Now you will get to... Go ahead.
Okay, I kind of got a little bit of a chuckle out of it because I've had to do inventory, and nobody would do that. Let's see, you got skeletons here, male, female. Then you got then it goes then PT stands for perfect teeth. I was like, you specifically have a category just like that high on the list. I was kind of chuckling at that.
Well, it's possible. Remember how we talked about? I know we haven't covered the movie yet, but Poltergeist, they used real skeletons and cadavers in the pool scene. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I hope I didn't give away too many spoilers, but where they're building the swimming pool. Yeah, and the actress, Jo Beth Williams, who played the mother, Miss Freeling, when she slid down into the pool and it shows all those cadavers floating around, some of those were actually real. Because it was cheaper to buy them or rent them than it was to build them and make them because they are very expensive to make.
Wait. So somebody had.
And also
so you're telling me they had no problem using real corpses as for a movie there? Nobody's family had an issue with that.
That's correct.
Huh.
Yeah, and those people's acting were so stiff too.
That's true, right? But you got to remember, Gorilla, when they rent out the cadavers, they don't have names on them like that. It's just going to be like cadaver number AB3 or something. It's not going to have like, Mrs. Jones or something like that to make a family upset. And besides, no one's going to get upset because in most cases they were donated. So either the person before they died, wrote saying, I donate my body to science once I kick the bucket, or the family or the estate could have done that. But in most cases, people usually donate their bodies to science before they die. So, yeah,
So
when that happens, there's not going to be any complaint.
so basically, when I said when I put it on my thing there to donate my body the science there's a good chance that it could end up in a movie.
Potentially.
There is that
Oh,
possibility.
oh,
If you're very lucky.
well, that's not why that's not where I would want my body to go. I want my body to benefit future humanity, not not to be in a horror movie.
Or porno.
Lame.
Well, that's just it when you
Nah. So
donate
what
your
you're saying,
body.
you don't want your skull to just be like sitting in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Right.
Oh, that's lame.
Well,
Fine,
once you,
Gorilla. We'll make sure your
thing
body's
is, once you,
donated for the good of humanity.
right,
Yeah,
once you sign your body over to science, it's not up to you. They decide what they want to do with it anyway. But I guarantee you, it's not like that was the end of what happened with them. They were on loan or they were rented out. They were just used for those certain scenes in those movies, and then they were returned back to medical supply place. Just a second, I gotta grab my dog. She wants to eat.
Yeah, no worries, buddy.
Oh, you're holy crap! We got the yeah, and here you say it. No, scurvy or lemon or not nemesis.
Lemon Pie says Idiocracy is hilarious, and I would agree, Lemon. It really is.
Anything with data being laid sounds like it's off the dark web or something.
Heyo.
I got a couple words for you. Now I forgot the name of that
All
episode.
right.
Season 1, episode 2 of TNG. That's that
Oh, I know
ripoff
what you're talking about.
Now, what's the name of that episode now?
Well, I don't know, but it was a ripoff of the TOS episode. But we got to see. Well, now I can't remember her name.
Tasha Yar.
There we go. We got to see Miss Yar in that sexy outfit.
Yeah. Well,
Very nice.
we learned that Data is programmed in multiple techniques. It's I need that.
No, that was the
Can't-
episode where she died, right? Her character.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no.
No. That was
Oh, I guess I missed it. Sorry, that's like you were missing part of the conversation.
no, we're talking
It's
about
all
that
good, buddy.
episode with when they froze the ship went crazy. There was that alcohol thing there.
Oh yeah, the naked now.
The naked
Sorry, I
now.
remember the name. I hated that so much. Yeah, I remember it was the first season or two. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, all this is going to be a rehash of TOS. That's all I kept thinking.
Yeah. That was episode
It was
2.
rough getting through that.
That
Go
episode
ahead.
she dies in that Skin of Evil with Armis.
Yeah, that's the one.
Alrighty. So welcome Cam there. He says, hello everyone, Painland and chat. Saw in
Hello,
theaters
Cam.
and laughed our asses off.
Hey, Cam, how you doing, buddy?
Good to
Yeah,
see you,
everybody-
Cam. Hope you're doing well.
Everybody saying hi. Suzanne says, yes, Papa, I filled out all the forms and paperwork for my body to go to science.
Good idea.
So just so you
Nice.
know, Suzanne, your body is now going to be in a future horror film.
It might potentially be.
And she
Yeah,
needed-
Cam says, just stop by and say hi and drop a like while I smoke. Having fun, everyone. Oh, you can't watch this after you're done smoking, Cam? Yeah, Suzanne says, Gorilla, they keep your body for 4 years maximum, then cremate you and send you back to the family. All right, that's
Oh,
all
that's
the
interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
All right. Because now he's teaching
All
you how
right.
to bag them up, box them up. And he's telling them to put more popcorn in there for packaging. And I was even telling them about the movies and what we were just talking about, how a lot of movies, how where do they get those skeletons from? And the guy thinks he's joking, but he's like, nope, they actually really do. And here he's telling them where all skeletons come from India. It's an international treaty. Now that I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but it made for a funny joke.
But it's funny too because it's James Karen, the same guy who played in Poltergeist.
Well, I like the point that he makes though. He's like, how many people do you know that die with a perfect set of teeth in their mouth? And he's like, no one. He's like, exactly. I think they got a body farm over there. But then Freddy's just horrified. He's like, what?
Yes, exactly.
But it's true though. I don't have a full set of teeth in my mouth. And I'm a young buck.
Right. First set of choppers. Yeah, I'm guessing it was probably mostly young people that died tragically for some reason, unexpectedly. I think it was a skeleton farm over in India. And of course, he's just screwing with them. Come on, kid, follow your uncle here.
Well,
Here we go.
Are school skeletons actually made from real human, taken from real human bone, or are they factory made?
Those are factory made. Right, Gorilla?
You know what? At our school were.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like the ones at a medical school would probably be made from a real one potentially, but like ones that like in your grade 5 science class isn't going to be one.
Right, when you use the word made, you're assuming that it's manufactured.
Yeah, because my point is like the only way to get a perfect set of teeth on a skeleton is either someone died with perfect teeth, or they factory made it to have perfect teeth on it.
In most cases, I've always heard they're real skeletons because, like I said, they're more accurate and they're cheaper to make than fake ones. And I always show them these are spit dogs. Yep, for veterinarian schools.
Yeah, but the fake ones he can reuse in tons of different sets.
Well, of course.
What do you mean sets? Are you talking about now a school or are you talking about movies?
No, for fake skeletons and all that, they may cost more to make, but the reuse potential on them significantly higher to offset the cost.
Oh wait, I'm confused. Are you talking about for use in a school or a movie or a TV show or what?
Well, any of them, but you said that they use real ones there because of because it's cheaper.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you were talking about different sets, are you talking about it at a school or a movie? What do you mean by set?
I thought you were talking about for movies there. You said the fake one
for schools. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, the schools you'd want to study real ones, but like if you're going on sets, it costs more to make the fake ones, but you can get a lot more use out of them and to offset the cost of making a fake one. As long as you had a good person
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. And now we get the freezer.
And all this is good setup too of what's gonna happen later in the movie.
Yes, it is foreshadowing. And I like that when they have the hooks through the ears. I don't know if they necessarily do that in real life or not, but
Yeah, I don't know. Right? Like I just like how enthusiastic Frank was. You're just like, he's like, you want to see the cadaver? He's like,
Right.
really?
Well, some people are enthusiastic about their jobs like that.
I mean, that's
Well, I would be.
understandable.
Well, I can see the humor he's getting out of it by showing the new trainee and milking it for all it's got, for the jokes. You don't want your inventory to lose its freshness.
There's a lot
He
of really
quotes him
good
in the
humor
very
and a lot of good quotable lines in this movie. You've quoted a lot of movies in this, or a lot of lines from this movie that I'm now just cluing in on.
Oh, yes.
Pop, specifically.
Like, fuck off and die. That's one of my favorite ones. And now we get introduced to his friends who are partying broad daylight. They're partying, but they decide that they're going to wait and hang out until their friend gets off work.
And I mean, it's quite a motley crew. Like, you have that one stereotypical 80s preppy girl, and then the rest are all like punk rockers. So it's very.
Yes.
Even
Right, the
Freddie
Freddy
doesn't seem
girl,
like much of a punk rocker.
no, Freddie doesn't, right? So you can kind of tell that Freddie, that's the boyfriend of her. And you can tell by the way she's dressed and the way her character comes across, she'll probably be the final girl. I'm not saying necessarily she will be, but that's what her character looks like. But I'd say it's a fairly diverse crowd there.
Yeah, I quite like the crew. Most of these people were. I can't think of a character that I didn't really enjoy in this film. I didn't want any of them to die. Maybe the dude in the tie, he was kind of a bitch, but like, aside from that.
Right.
No, man, reminds me of my youth.
Yeah, if you're ever bored around a medical supply place, I'm sure there's plenty of books to look at.
And you want to talk about milking it for all it's worth. This scene is fantastic.
I have seen weird things go. The weirdest thing I ever saw. Oh yeah. What's that? Here's where he's luring him in, of course, obviously for another setup. Let me ask you a question, kid. Did you see that movie Night of the Living Dead? Which, fortunately, yes, we did. We covered it a few months ago on this stream, sometime last year. Yeah, that's the one with the corpses. And of course, they kind of generalize and talk about it. So, what about it? Did you know that movie is based on a true case? Come on. You're shitting me, right? And he says, I've never been more serious in my life. And here's who's telling him the tale. We get our build up, our exposition. So
And Freddie's just enamored with this story, too.
Yes, and I gotta admit, that would be me. I would be as well.
Dude, I was. So, I was just like, yeah, this is awesome. This is an amazing retelling.
Yes. And of course, all the blame comes down to the government was using it to poison marijuana.
Those bastards.
Yeah, that's why I don't trust the government.
Never trust the government, right? He says, and they tell the guy, don't say anything or they'd sue his ass off. And of course, they're talking about the great George Romero. So he changed all the facts around. So what really happened? Well, they closed it all down, see? And the Army shipped all the contaminated dirt, all those dead bodies out, and they kept it a secret. Shh. What? So how can you know about it? Well, a typical Army fuck up. Transportation Department got the orders crossed, and they shipped those bodies here.
Leave it to the government to screw up a simple delivery.
Exactly. And to find out, we'll find out later on that not exactly a mistake. Instead of they send them here and send it to the Darrow Chemical Company, which I think is a play on Dow Chemical.
Yeah, but can you get even something that close? Can you still get sued for that?
Oh no, that's far enough away from it where you won't get sued. And here the phone rings and he answers it. And look who's at the phone. It's PvP. Hello, PvP. How are you doing there?
Oh, hi, Bob. Well, it's been a mixed day, but I won't go into details on the live stream. But let's put it this way: I heard some news today where I'm kind of thinking it's nice to just relax with some friends and have a good time because yeah, I need it.
Oh, that sucks,
Well,
bro.
good. I'm glad you could join us.
Yeah, well, it's nothing, critically awful. Like I'll deal with it, but it wasn't good news. Let's put it that way. So yeah,
You can tell us later.
I will tell you later. Yeah.
All right. What? And I like how they have the picture of the half dog cadaver up in the top there too. Kind of just
Exactly. Right. As a reminder there, right. They did mention the split dogs earlier. You keep
well,
the
they even
pot
showed the
roast
split
hot,
dogs.
okay?
It's
Yes.
it's
Yes, they
definitely
did.
it's a pretty creepy way to a place to work. I gotta say, that's for sure.
Yes.
Did they get to the
And
skeletons part yet? From India?
yes,
We
we're going
just
to
covered that part.
talk about it.
Okay, because I just want to mention that's actually a real thing. Because when I was at art school 30 something years ago, I worked in the evenings part time just to make a few bucks. Because professors would have evening classes, of course, right? And there was a drawing class I used to work a couple nights a week, and my job was to set up the projectors and set up the screens, and there was a couple of skeletons we had in the closet, and one was plastic, but the other one was actually a real, dead skeleton from India. So that's actually a real thing.
Yeah. So
Fascinating.
so you're saying you took the skeletons out? You made sure the skeletons came out of the closet?
Well, literally, not, and I mean, I had to wheel them into the room because, the life drawing classes would draw skeletons, I guess. Like I didn't hang around to watch, but, but that's a good one, Gorilla. That's a good one.
So when they drew them, when they
I
drew them,
guess,
they used the real ones as models or the fake ones.
well, sometimes the instructor would want the real one. Sometimes they want the plastic one. It's like,
Probably the real ones,
you
right?
know, yeah, I probably wheeled the real one out more
How
often. So, yeah.
I'm sure the real one was heavier.
Well, it was on wheels, like, right? It was on, hanging from a metal,
Oh, okay,
you know,
gotcha.
hanger, and
Yeah,
it was on wheels. So I just have to roll it across the hall. So it wasn't like a major effort or anything.
gotcha.
Did it sound different than the other one?
Gosh, it's been so long. It's been over 30 years. I didn't notice any different sound, but I wasn't really, thinking about it because I just wanted to, do the work and get paid for the week, right? So I just wanted to keep the profs happy, and if they needed, a big thing of paper for the students to draw on, or they needed some pencils, or whatever, I'd get it out of the other room because it was in a big metal cabinet. I get all that stuff, and lay it all out before the 7 o'clock evening class started. So, yeah, I was just mainly concentrated on doing my job. But I guess maybe the real skeletons, bones, probably had more of a heavy sound because they were heavier probably than the plastic one, right, Nemesis? So, yeah, could be.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Okay. All right. So Frank is talking to his wife over the phone, and they're just talking about what they're going to have for dinner. And he's saying that he'll be there later. Kiss, kiss.
Oh no, no. What's funny about the scene is I made your favorite dinner for you. Well, I had that for lunch. It hangs up, like being a complete jackass about it.
No, that was the different dude.
Oh, that wasn't this guy.
No, that was the. We're coming up to that gentleman. Gentleman, I say in quotation marks. He's not really.
Yeah, didn't this guy say keep the pot roast warm or something? If I'm not totally confused. Because I just watched it quickly.
Yeah, I think when he was talking to his wife. Yes.
You know, he was suspecting he was going to be home.
Yeah, well, if he hadn't made a major mistake, he would have been. He thought he was going home. He thought he was going home for dinner, but things didn't quite work out the way he was expecting.
This is why you don't hit We'll get there. I'm getting into spoilers, so I'll stop.
Yeah, I don't want to touch any spoilers.
I love his facial expressions, though.
Yeah, definitely exaggerated. But he was supposed to show the new guy around and then essentially clock out and go home. And then the new guy was supposed to watch out for the night. And then he was going to sneak his friends in, is what they originally had planned. And that's why the friends are waiting across the street with the boombox and the music and all that stuff.
Do you think
and he says, yeah, the corpses are right here.
I'm just wondering if sneaking his friends in would have been the best choice, like when he's just starting the job that week. Like, they seem like kind of sketchy friends, really.
Of course not, but yeah, of course it's a dumb idea, but that's what kids do, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, either that or they're waiting until he gets off shift, then he joins his friends after his shift ends.
Could be if he's working part-time, maybe. So they're going to go wait across the street at the, I love the name of the cemetery, the Resurrection Cemetery.
Bit of irony there.
Yes.
And some more foreshadowing on the step right there.
I'm going to try not to get too copyright warnings, but that's probably going to be unavoidable. Remind the third step, it's a bitch. He said, well, I can't believe the Army just forgot and left those here. Well, you know the Army. Of course, guys, we have to skip every so few seconds. So we're not able to catch all the text. So once again, I recommend you watch this movie so you can catch every detail.
It's really good. It's worth it.
Yes, absolutely. I remember when I came out to the theaters, the first time I saw the drive-in, I was so surprised on how good it was. Because there were so many, up to this point, there were so many cheap, bad zombie knockoff movies that had been produced and made that it was getting tiring. And in most cases, when you watched a zombie movie, it was not going to be very good, or it was going to be from overseas and not very good. But I was so surprised and amazed by how good this one was. I couldn't wait to go see it again, which I did.
Well, I think that's because they went with the parody route versus the sequel route.
Yes.
That's a big difference.
Well, yeah, they made a very original story, and they changed enough stuff around different from the earlier zombie films to make it kind of fun and interesting. At least that's what I thought when I was watching it just now.
And it had a good budget. It had good actors, had a good cast. It didn't really reek of low budget, which a lot of the movies did back then.
It was well made. Yeah.
And it doesn't have the grainy footage aspect to it, too. Like most of the cheap knockoff movies usually do.
Yes.
Well, I guess Dan O'Bannon must have had a bit of Hollywood connections, so maybe that helped, right?
Well, he's the same guy who did Alien,
Well,
the
exactly. So
original. So yeah,
he must have
he
had
was
some
well
pull,
known in
right?
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Tell me,
Uh-huh.
does the grainer type of footage from movies come from the different types of cameras they use, or is it just of just the type of film they have available to film the area or the movie they're doing? Because I have seen really cheap movies that have very bad picture in them, like it's all fuzzy or the color does not quite
Well,
match the clothing and all that.
yeah, I think what you're talking about is some movies were made on 16 millimeter film. Like this is obviously 35 millimeter, and it shows, you can tell by the quality. But like a good example is the original Evil Dead was made in 16 millimeter, which a lot of lower budget movies were. But the difference is Evil Dead became so successful that they've remastered it and they've upgraded it to now where you watch it, it almost looks like 35 millimeter. But a lot of movies, they even had some movies produced on video back then, and they looked really, really bad. Those are the ones
Well,
that
that
I really can't tolerate.
Yeah,
well
straight to
that
video is pretty bad, yeah.
well that plus either there's a fan or a company that actually puts in the effort to clean up the original film stock to make it polished. In other words,
Well, yeah, they're only going to do that, though, if it's successful. If it's a low budget movie, then they're just pumping them out. But they're not going to throw a lot into it.
well,
So the Griffin
my point is afterwards. Like if there is a company or a fan that puts in the effort to actually make a polished version, they probably could put that out too for fans to want to see a polished version of it. In other words.
that's possible.
I like the part where they mentioned the Army Corps of Engineers. That was pretty funny. And he slaps the tank, and then it explodes with all the gas on them. And I thought, well, there's a nice little dig at authority, right? The Army Corps of Engineers, they built it right. And it's like, oh shit.
Right.
Well,
Right.
there's
Just he was bragging about how good their quality was, right?
no.
Yeah.
Well, there's a funny meme goes around. There's two reactions when you hear military grade. It's the civilians all excited, and then you got all the veterans of that going, ah, fuck.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought that was really
Exactly.
funny, and that's one thing I like about the film is it does have a lot of humor in it, actually.
Yeah, plus you sort of have to take into account that those barrels are, well, if it's following the original Evil Dead movie, then those barrels are at least 25 years old from when this movie came out, in other words, if that story holds true.
I don't think this has anything to do with the original Evil Dead films of Romero, though, because this seems like its own thing altogether.
Well, no, the
Because
Romero films weren't the Evil Dead. They were Night of the Living Dead.
Well, the thing
They
is, the
get the names
zombies.
mixed up.
The zombies are very different than the early Romero ones, so I don't know. To me, it's like a whole different, take on zombies.
Yeah, but my point is
But
they reference the movie in the dialogue as a possible backstory for this project. In other words, in the movie,
they don't.
But if you'll notice, they don't exactly say the name. They don't say the name, The Night of the Living Dead. They just say, "Remember that zombie movie?" And all of us, we assume that, and we automatically know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the biggest reference they make to the original film was they place it in the 60s, the late 60s, right? But that's pretty much about it.
Yes,
I
but
think-
remember
I
though,
think-
when you
I think the guy says 1969 or something like that.
what was 68,
when they're in the
but
office.
close enough, yeah, somewhere around
68,
there.
yeah, it's around there, yeah.
But just remember when you're referring to those original Romero movies, those are the Night of the Living Dead, not Evil Dead. Evil Dead was the Sam Raimi movies with the people in the cabin in the woods.
Yeah, different series.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have our melting effect, which we've seen. Now, how do they do this, guys? We've explained it before. How do they do this effect?
Hot wax.
We've seen it in
And heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wax.
yeah, but basically they took a mold of the original actor that played it and they melted it slowly in front of the camera, and then they sped up the footage probably.
I don't think they even
Yes,
used an original
it's
actor.
in
I think
layers.
they just built the
No,
face.
this was not an actor. Yeah,
Well,
this was a sculpture.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
so
sculpture.
because in behind the scenes of Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark, they
Those
said
were
that they actually
actors, right?
that they made a sculpture of the actor that they were going to use to melt his
Yes,
face, and they did that scene. In other words, like that.
right, like with Raiders of the Lost Ark, there were sculptures of actors, and here it was just a sculpture of a zombie. And I want to point out, top right hand corner, Linnea Quigley is the one that we get to see do the dance on the gravestone. And by the way,
You
guys,
talk,
warning ahead of time. Sorry, what's that?
you talking the redhead?
Yeah,
Yes.
Linnea Quigley.
Yes.
Trash.
Okay.
She's amazing.
One of my favorite parts of the entire film.
Oh yeah, for
Sad to
sure.
say.
Yeah, but the sad
Right.
part is
Quite
that PvP
understandable.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the sad part is PvP has to fast forward that part though.
Why would I do
Can,
that?
yeah. Can we catch?
No, I
can
do.
we,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well yeah, you do
Yes.
for
Yes, Gorilla. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get caught up in the chat. Thank you, Gorilla.
yeah, Suzanne says yes. All costs are covered. They even cover the cost of the death certificate. Cool.
Neat.
Yeah, I have all my teeth. Thank you. I don't.
I don't.
don't.
Must be
welcome,
nice. No, I kid.
welcome, Taylor Swift, creator of the Disney, Star Wars, and MCU.
Hello, Taylor Swift.
Hello, Taylor Swift.
By the way, hi Suzanne, hi Taylor, hi. I'm late, so I didn't say hi earlier.
And apparently, PvP will be on soon, so beware. Heads up, guys.
That's the time.
Thanks for the heads up.
That shows how far behind we are
Yeah.
in the chat, unfortunately.
Just a little bit. There wasn't that many chats. And PvP says the guy in the gray jacket is more new wave, whatever that's supposed to mean.
Well, the geeky guy with the
New
boombox,
wave,
I thought he
yeah.
looked more new wave. He definitely was not punk.
Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
And Frank should listen to the Ramones. Don't go down to the basement.
Oh, yeah.
Great
Yeah.
song. Great song.
And hi everyone, if you're still in the chat. And DVB says, "Hey Pops, I tried to watch this movie through the link, but it didn't work. Oh, it worked for me.
I fixed the link last night. It depends, DBB, when did you try to watch it? The link's working currently as of right now. In fact, a couple of these guys here on the panel just used it. But
Yeah,
I
the
did
link was
replace it
fine.
it was down for a day or so, but I replaced it last night.
Yeah, when I checked last night, it was no good. But when I checked this morning before work, I looked and it looked like a good link, so that's why I ended up watching it. Just a little while ago. So it's working. It was working like an hour and a half ago or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, and still is as the last I heard.
Yeah, DVB says I'll definitely watch it sometime though. It looks cool.
It's really good. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hope
it's
we don't
really
spoil
good.
it for you.
He says I'll probably welcome DVB. Welcome.
Oh yeah. By the way,
Hi,
welcome.
DVB.
Yeah. He says
DVB.
I'll probably just buy the Blu-ray.
Even
Yeah,
better.
he goes, yeah, practical effects sculpture melted frame by frame beats CGI every time. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, you got
And
that
yes,
right.
I love the face melted effect in Indiana Jones. It looks kind of similar to this. Probably same technique. And everybody say hi.
Yes, definitely.
And by the
Hi,
way,
Lemon.
Pops, I finally got back on Twitter. Follow me back, or else I'll have to keep reminding you till the end of time.
How do I find you? Send me a
Heyo.
message.
You may want to ask him, DVP, do you have the same handle on Twitter or do you have a different handle?
Oh, I found DVB's problem. He doesn't have a pop-up blocker. Yeah, the link keeps redirecting me. That's because you don't have a pop-up blocker. I suggest either the Brave browser or uBlock Origin, and they'll fix every problem with Soap Today. Otherwise, it is on Look Movie 2.
Yeah, and Brave browser is a good suggestion. It's a good browser, and it's probably better than whatever you're currently using, DVB.
Yeah, DVB says it was weird. Then here is his Twitter handle.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
pop-up blocker too, and it works really well. Like I never get any ads or redirections or nothing, so
Yeah,
it's definitely a must-have.
DBC says, "Oh, cool, thanks, Gorilla." And also, I think it does help with the ads on YouTube, though.
Oh,
Also.
big time, big time. Yeah. Usually, if I put a video on, I might get like ads for like 3 or 4 seconds, and then it goes to the video. Whereas if I didn't have them, I'd probably be watching a minute of that stuff, right? So yeah.
Yeah, so we're all caught up.
Thank you. Give me just a moment. I'm looking for DPP on Twitter.
I did like the soundtrack to this too, even though I didn't recognize a lot of the bands at the end credits, but it was a pretty good soundtrack. Pretty catchy.
Yeah, I quite liked it. It was very well done.
Yeah. Kind of reminded me of some of John Carpenter's better soundtracks in a way, Nemesis.
Yeah, I was telling them
Yeah.
earlier, DVP, that I had to, when this movie came out in '85, I fell in love with the movie automatically. And the first thing I did is I went out and bought the soundtrack. And me and my buddies used to listen to it all the time, cranked up.
Yeah, some good tunes, yeah. The only band I
I'm not
recognized
following you, DVP.
The only band I recognized from watching the end credits on the film, though, was a band called The Cramps, which they were quite a big band back in the day. So that was the one band I'm familiar with.
Right.
But, other ones were probably smaller bands, I'm guessing.
All right. Come on. I got a little bit of delay here on my video player. Bear with me, everybody. Every now and then I'll get a hiccup and it'll delay on me.
No worries, buddy.
Yeah, no worries.
What they're essentially showing during the credit scene is that they foolishly cracked open the barrel, which is leaking out all the poison, which is going into the ventilation system, up into the pipes of the building, and then down into the freezer area where the bodies and the cadavers and all of them were stored. As you see here. Even this right here, the orchestra soundtrack wise, good music. Yes. The soundtrack, not only was it good, but the orchestra, the main title theme that we're hearing right now, really, really good. Not something you want to see. I'll be already a copyright warning for me. Guess I'll find out soon enough. Hopefully they won't yank down this stream.
No, you're not playing nearly enough to get it. You gotta play a ton to get it yanked down.
Oh, I played less than this for Creep Show, and they took that thing down faster than anything.
But not
Stream isn't even
midstream.
available. Not midstream.
And here we get to meet the Colonel.
Yeah, but who
Right.
makes this?
Oh, you mean what studio made it? I have
Fox
no
Studio,
idea.
is that what you're wondering? Who made this?
Yeah.
Fox.
Oh,
Fox.
I haven't had to deal with Fox yet, but I'm not. Wait, Fox is owned by
Fox now owned by
Disney.
Disney. Yeah, so I don't know who really owns this now by now.
This wouldn't have been Fox back in '85, though, would it, Pop? Wouldn't it have been a different company?
Yeah, it said at the beginning, it said Helmdale Films and Fox.
Oh, really? Wow, I'm surprised. But I guess they were a thing in the mid '80s, weren't they? Come to think of it.
Well, like I said, Dan O'Bannon made it, and he did Alien. That was Fox.
Oh, okay.
So now we have, I believe, the Colonel having dinner with his wife, and it does not look like a very happy relationship. But oh well.
That's the lunch comment there.
Yes.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
what a dick.
well,
Yeah, it
after a
seems
while,
like
after a while, marriage is kind of like that. After a while,
not necessarily, but
Well,
it
well,
seems
there's a
like the wife is very optimistic, where the hubby is not.
yeah. Sit there. There's a difference between being a dick and being and loving jibes like Zeb and uh, Grandma in the Waltons.
Yeah, I think some marriages can go on for a lifetime and be quite content with each other. Actually, all depends on the person you connect with. I think
and my parents have been
Let
together
them
for
sell Cadillacs if they're in.
yeah,
that's cool.
my parents have been together for over 30 years, and the marriage is not really the best.
Well,
That is
as
a
long
cool
as they're still
car.
together, that's a good thing.
So, what car is that? You said it's a Cadillac, Pop.
Yeah, I think it's a 59. I'll know when I get a look at it.
Okay, it's kind of cool, even if it's kind of a beater wagon, but it is kind of a cool car.
Convertible. I got the fins and everything.
Yeah, I love the fins. Back when cars were
It is.
cars.
You need a medical supply. And here's they're talking about they're going to wait until he gets off work. Better get off at 10 o'clock. I don't know gas. You want to buy some gas, idiot? Of course, like they would be with no money, of course. That's typical.
They didn't seem like the brightest crew in the world, that's for sure. Even though I kind of liked them, well, I guess they're supposed to be punks, so most of the stereotype of punks is they're not that bright, even though some are. But yeah,
Exactly. Now they're talking about hanging out at the cemetery, and we get the introduction to our cemetery.
suicide. That's funny. The characters are cool though. They're quite well defined, all of them, I thought.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, the head punk is overcompensating for something usually, though.
True.
Oh yeah, there's some lines where he's definitely overcompensating.
What do you want to do, Scuzz? Turn over gravestones, and their names are hilarious, of course.
Well, they're all so yeah, I love random nicknames and stuff.
I
He
never
always
knew
carries
nobody
the
that
box.
died. Got all the double negatives.
But what's in that box that he carries? His tools to break in, or what?
Oh, they show that. I just want to party.
Yeah.
That's
What
probably
are the
his
road
tool.
flares for? We'll find out what the road flares are for, I imagine.
Oh yeah. Well, they made such an effort to point out that they have road flares there, or at least I thought, or at least in my opinion, they did. If they didn't do nothing with them, I will have been up in arms.
Yeah, they definitely they should have bring them to our attention.
Yeah, because they're like, look, we got road flares, If you don't do nothing with it, then you got upset fans.
And here we have our two idiots in the basement waking up.
Oh, yeah, and I should say something about I was away from my mic. It's funny how it's usually the teenager that does the mistake, but here it's the adult that actually does it
It is
when he
the
hits
old
the
guy,
drum.
Bert.
Well, I think it's Bert just had a weird, really super weird sense of humor, and he just thought he was going to scare the new kid on the block, so to speak, and just give him a little taste
Yeah.
of how weird this place was. But I don't think he intentionally wanted to gas them, for the following events to occur. So, but Bert was, he seemed like an awesome, nice guy. I like Bert, but he wasn't the smartest guy I've ever seen in a movie. So yeah.
Oh,
Right, he was just joking around.
Yeah, I was just having fun. Well, he thought he was having fun till this
oh,
point.
oh
But
man,
now,
I'm biting my
but now
tongue
they,
so bad right now.
now they
Yeah,
realize that they're
and
both sick to their stomachs and they're coughing.
yeah, and the way he leans on the chain, that's kind of like gorilla after a hard day's work.
I do
Really
like how
sick
their
too.
I like how their illness slowly continues through the film. That I thought was very well done.
Right. And they look like hell.
Yeah, well, right now their body's trying to fight off the toxin feeling at that too. That's why they're all like
This
that.
is this is exactly what the toxin was designed to do. Listen, I don't guess we'd better tell Bert about this. It makes us look stupid or I make us look stupid or something. Of course they're afraid to tell their boss. I can still smell that stuff.
God, yeah. Well, that's kind of like the guys that work at my place there. They don't want to tell the boss anything. It's like then it's like that's when shit gets out of control when you don't tell the people you're supposed to tell.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah, and
like
they
the
usually
guy.
end up finding out anyway.
Yeah, it's like the guy that runs the company here. He should have been honest and just reported a missed delivery, probably right away, and he probably wouldn't have gotten any trouble at all if he had. I'm guessing.
Well,
But
I know
he
you.
go ahead, Grilla.
Wait, I thought they were the ones that were they accidentally got the crate there by accident. They received it.
Well, the boss received it like years ago, I believe, and just stored it in the basement because he didn't want anybody to know about it. But because he had the phone number right on the containers, he could have called and said, "Hey, we got some containers here. I have no idea what they are, but could you guys please come and pick them up because we, shouldn't have got these." And I'm sure the army would have been happy to just say, "Okay, we'll be over in a day," and it all would have been fine. At least that's what I was thinking when I was watching the movie. You know.
Well, or you got the men in black show up and you get two in the head because you
Well,
see something you weren't supposed to see.
I think if
Possible.
the boss played dumb and just said we got something, I don't know what the hell it is, and they probably would have just, you know, just taken the stuff away with no collateral damage and just smoothed it over, hush hush, say no more, it probably would have worked out. But I'm just conjecturing, of course.
Well, either that or give him a nice payout to keep his mouth shut.
Oh no, they won't pay him out. If he knows what's in those crates, there's only one way to ensure his silence.
Yeah, but if he didn't if he didn't look in the containers, because they had those big metal lids on them, right? So if he didn't look in them and know what was
Right.
in there, I think the army would have been perfectly happy to just collect, their problem and take it away, right?
Right. At this point, the army knows that they're out there. They're just not sure where, and that's the job of that colonel. Is he's on standby because he knows that the day may come where they get that phone call ultimately that
It's
there's a
obvious.
breach.
Yeah, it's obviously a very critical problem the army's having with this situation. Yeah, so
So now
Yeah, but
they notice that they hear the sound of a dog, and he says, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, listen."
oh
So
man,
they hear yelping.
oh this was weird. This was very
yeah.
weird.
Tell me, was the army not taking this very seriously? Because if they would have took it seriously, they would have tracked down all their shipments very thoroughly.
Oh, they never take anything seriously till it's too late.
Yeah, this is pretty weird. Good practical effects again.
Yes, and the dog's panting and crying.
Oh well, then for once, I don't have dogs, so I should not see this scene then, unless you can handle it.
I can handle it. To me, I'm a dog owner. It doesn't bother me. I know it's not real. And of course, this is too much for Frank to handle. Then he starts poking it with the stick, which all it does not do any good. Of course, it's not going to kill the dog. How are you going to kill something that's already dead?
Yeah, well, that's more foreshadowing, right? Because it's basically telling us these dead things can't be killed,
No,
which is
well,
pretty scary.
well, they can't be killed, but they can be destroyed. But that also causes the problem to actually expand further.
Well, they can be killed with
Right.
fire or other things, but not
Well,
just being hit in the head.
well, hence destroying them with fire.
And you know
Same thing.
something? The butterflies that came back to life.
By the way, I had a real life experience like that with a half dead animal one time. Well, it was totally dead, but I remember when I was a kid, I was riding around with my friends on a bike, and we stopped in a field, and I saw this squirrel on the ground, and I didn't realize it was dead. And then I flipped it over with a stick, and it was like a half squirrel because the other half had been eaten away by the worms. And it was one of the grossest things I ever saw. So, yeah, it's pretty gross for me actually to see that scene with the dog.
Yeah, I've seen that scene with my. We used to have a cat out of my farm, and I've encountered that exact scene with what you were just talking about, PBB,
Yeah.
because a weasel got to him, and you're just like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, it's
Well,
pretty disturbing. Yeah, when you see it for
And the
real.
smell is god awful.
yeah. Talk
Yeah.
about half-eaten squirrels here. Should we catch up on chat?
Yeah. That,
Good idea. Thank
great
you.
segue, Gorilla. Fantastic.
PvP, you want to read this one?
Sure. DVP would be the result of DVB and PvP getting scrambled in a transporter mishap. Is that a reference to Voyager? Because wasn't there an episode where that happened with two
Yeah,
characters?
Two-Fix.
Yeah,
Two-Fix.
2 Vicks.
Okay, I don't feel very comfortable with that scenario actually. If you're talking about two.
Hey, if you want to get a good, real good fight going on the stream, just debate the episode 2 Vicks.
Oh yeah, I know there's not a lot of people that love that one. Yeah,
Oh,
a few
oh, no,
people
you
come to
get-
mind.
You get half the Star Wars or people of the camp that are that are the camp that she murdered Janeway murdered two Vicks there, but then you got the other camp defending her actions there, saying that she saved her friend Tuvok and Neelix there.
Well,
So-
yeah, I get both points really, but it is you're not talking Star Wars, so you're talking Star Trek, right, Gorilla?
That's what I said. Yeah. So
No, I think you said
And-
Star Wars.
Yeah.
well,
Well,
cool. It's what I mean, not what I say. And
Okay.
TVP says,
Okay, I
LOL,
should know you better by now, right?
Yeah, DVB says, LOL, Scurvy. And DVB says, I'll look into it, though, Pop. Thank you, guys. Yeah, not a problem. If you need a link to the uBlock origin, I can get it for you. And
Yeah,
Scur-
the browser we're
Scurvy-
talking about is called Brave, BRAVE.
yeah, and Scurvy says, punk rockers and cemeteries like peanut butter and jelly. It's peanut butter jelly time. It's peanut butter jelly time. All right, I'm done.
and Gorilla, to that Star Trek scenario, there was also a third option. Janeway could have cloned Tuvok and Neelix to have two clones of them.
Yeah, but you'd still be, but he was still around for a good couple days there, so he's already started bonding and making friends with the crew and has memories. It's a whole deeper thing there, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. Let's get on the movie here. So we're not here all night.
Yeah,
So it's not a debating when they should call the cops, and of course they're afraid to do that. They don't want to get in trouble. Are we doing well? Are we caught up with the chats?
Yeah, we're all
Yes.
caught up with the chats.
Thank you, sir. No, you don't want to call the cops. Who cares about the company? We'll think of our reputation. Fuck your reputation. Yo, yeah, that's what I'd say too.
Yeah.
Put the number on the side of the tank. That's right, the one that said to call in case of an emergency.
Now, see, if they'd called now, everything probably would have been fine. I'm guessing. Like they might have got reprimanded, but I don't think that it would have been the the total end game scenario that could happen, right?
No, there's a bunch of I don't know. They're turning, so they would have been taken in. There's no chance for them. All the cadavers here would have been taken in, but as far as we know, the big thing that causes everything else to happen hasn't happened yet, and wouldn't have happened if these guys had turned themselves in. So you are correct, PvP.
Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Yeah. It seems like it just gets worse and worse because they try not to do what they probably should do, is what I thought when I was watching it, Nemesis. So, yeah.
Yeah, take some ownership.
Exactly.
And this movie actually has enough common sense to point that out.
Well, in the first interview, they decided they're going to try to call the boss Bert. And that's what he says, Bert. Frank, I like how he even kind of straightens his hair out like the boss can actually see him over the phone.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He straightens his hair. He smooths his shirt down. It's pretty hilarious. Takes a cup of coffee or whatever. It's pretty awesome stuff, really.
Well, he's getting himself in the mood. Well, this is a pretty bad phone call to make. Hey, man, I screwed up royally.
So he's kind of getting in the mood to have the boss be really pissed off at him.
Yes,
that's what I'm thinking.
I would agree.
He's even talking all calm and nonchalant. Bert, Frank, we have a little problem. And now we have our scene here. Now, like I said, guys, when we get to the scene here where she starts to take off her clothes, I'm going to have to skip through that in chunks so that we don't get triggered or in trouble by YouTube. So I apologize in advance for that. And if you do want to see this uncut, I do recommend that.
Yeah.
As do I.
You want me to remove from the screen until you get it through?
Oh, that's kind of a nice shot right there. I gotta say, I enjoyed that very much.
Yeah. Do you want me to remove it from the screen so we can until you get through all this?
Probably be for the best gorilla.
No.
You got another 30 seconds before she starts doing the deed.
Yeah, no, we'll get through without it. No, that's not necessary, but thank you.
Well, we definitely know why she was hired. That's for sure. As far as I'm concerned, she definitely had some significant talents.
And then just to tell you guys, she's better looking than they make her look. It's that makes her look ugly and cheap.
Oh, yeah, the hair is horrible, but I imagine if she took off the hair, natural hair and makeup, took that makeup off, she'd look a hell of a lot better. Yeah.
Now here it comes.
Careful, girl. Careful, Pop. It's going to happen any second now.
Yep.
Oh!
Nicely timed.
Very good.
Oh, you actually did pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
We avoided a disaster there.
Tell me, did the actress have good acting chops too, or was she just mostly in movies for her eye candy?
I don't think she had much acting chops at all in this film, personally, but
I don't think she was given the opportunity. It wasn't that kind of role. I don't think it was written for that.
her only role
She
basically
was serviceable.
Was to do what she did, basically. I think was her whole role in the film, pretty much.
Well, she's one of the main killers in the actual film, though. I mean, shit, spoilers.
Yeah. I don't want to give those spoilers away, but that's one of the plot holes that kind of bug me. But I'll mention it when we get there, Nemesis.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, the boss is all hell pissed. You can't blame him.
I blame the boss, though. This guy's the guilty party in my mind when I watch this. It's like, buddy, you really messed up.
Yeah, and here.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's trying to think of excuses, but he knows it. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, and here his employees tell him what they discussed a few minutes ago. I was like, well, can you just call the number on the drum? He said, no. I don't want to do that stuff because then I'll get fined. I'll get this company's reputation will be ruined as well and all that yada bullshit he goes through right here.
Right. Well, he knows that no matter what excuses, it's going to come back on him.
Well,
right? Those dudes aren't in trouble. It's him. He's like, well, I'm going to jail. I'm dealing with so much bullshit because you people are idiots. Fantastic. I get where he's coming from, but I also understand where the workers are coming from.
I get, exactly.
Yeah,
Nemesis.
so
like, if he'd just called him years ago when he should have and reported there was a mistake, an error in the shipping, I mean, maybe they would have slapped him on the wrist and said, "Bad boy," But thank you for calling us anyway. And I think it would have been a lot better than the scenario they got to deal with at this point, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he decided the best thing to do is to destroy the evidence.
Oh, here we go. This is when it starts to get really entertaining.
One question, this guy's screaming in here, "Are you sure he's a dead cadaver?" And he says, "You want to go in there and find out?"
Good line.
No, I'll trust your judgment. It's just like,
Just stick your face through the door and we'll see what happens,
Exactly. Right. How do you kill somebody that's already dead? Exactly.
yeah, it is a legitimate question.
And that movie trope right there that they point out in the script.
Yes.
And I also love that they're actually thinking they can solve a problem by referring to a movie they saw. I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah. Here, hold this.
That's one hell of an axe, I gotta say.
It's actually a pickaxe.
It certainly is.
You're welcome.
Well, no, I'm going to stop it from moaning. But come here,
Oh,
get down before. Get down there, please. Stand by the door. I don't think I can do this, bird. Oh, Jesus. And of course, he goes and he hides over there by the racks and the cadavers that are on display, of course. So he makes them stand by the door, and then he goes and he hides a good distance away from it.
Once again, don't blame him. It's like you guys screwed this up. You're dealing with it.
No,
Yes.
he's also got boss privilege too, right?
Right. He's giving them a combination.
Of course, the new boy in the totem pole has to unlock the lock. I love it.
Right, he's the one closest to the door.
Well, someone has to unlock it.
Yeah, but he's the low boy in the totem pole, so that's his job.
And here's what's great too. Naturally, as soon as he opens the door, it rushes right straight to the boss. I love it. It goes right bypasses those two guys all together.
That was great. I really love that part. Yeah.
Yeah, it also makes somewhat sense too, because the boss is kind of like the brains of the operation too.
So the zombie knows that?
Well, it's a theory
I
I
don't
have
think so.
anyway.
No, I think it's the first person that the zombie saw when it came out of the freezer.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's more of what's going on, but. And then this part, holy moly, like this, right? Because it's just like, here he comes, swings down, some awesome practical effects. Well, not quite yet, but.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I love practical effects. Jeez, I miss movies like this, man.
Yeah,
Well,
PvP,
we're going to have
it
to
sounds
watch
like you're warming
Terrifier
up.
2.
Yeah, PvP, it sounds like you're starting to warm up to some of the gore in these movies.
You have converted me to gore, Pop. I must admit, you have converted me to be a gore fan.
I have a feeling I'm
And then
gonna
this
have
part.
That's awesome.
Hey, PvP, then we're gonna introduce you to the Toxic Avenger 2.
Sure. So that's on cringe stock stuff, I'm guessing.
Well, we've already done it on my channel there, and I ain't watching that again.
Oh,
And
that's that.
I'm assuming you've seen Toxic Avenger 1?
I have not
We've
seen
seen
any
all four of
Toxic
them.
Avenger. I've not seen any of them.
And as far
Neither
as
have
my
I. I
channel-
kind of want to see the Toxic Avengers. But anyways, getting back to this movie.
So I'm guessing
Right.
that's a dummy
As far
head,
as my
obviously, with a real actor's legs kicking on the other end.
Yes, the guy's buried in the ground and he's got his head underground.
Very cool.
Or the guy's buried and he's got his head stuck underground, right? But I was going to say, as far as my channel is concerned, if I show Toxic Avenger, I don't know if I'm going to show number 2. I'm not a big fan. I might just show 1 and 4. But when they got this remake coming out, I don't know, that thing really sounds like shit. Especially with Peter Dinklage being in it. It's like, oh my God.
Oh, really? Oh, I think I'll give that a pass.
Yeah, forget it. I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
The brain.
So this scene,
He said, I hit the
oh,
fucking
dude.
brain.
Right? And it's like, what do you do at this point? Because the thing's screaming, and you're supposed to have, like, anything normally would have, like, died by now. And it's like, I'd be freaking out. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yes.
I'd be like, I don't know, turn the pickaxe sideways and smash its head in until it's just, like, a literal paste. I don't know. Like,
Right? That's the best thing to do, I guess. Exactly, is to totally behead it or destroy the head, smash it, like you said.
well,
Hold
and
him
see,
down,
it's funny because
Frank.
we think that. And here comes the bone saw, the boss coming in, being the boss. He's like, all right, for fuck's sakes, get out of the way. And he comes in with the bone saw, and it's just like amazing.
Well, I think he's thinking once he disconnects the head from the body should stop, right?
You would think,
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
right, dude? Like the reveal here where like the body's still going and the head's still going separately. I was just like, oh dear, this is a whole new type of zombie.
That's what I love about the film. It's taking a totally original direction and take on zombie movies, which I think is one of the best things about the film, actually. Because it's not just
And of
going
course, the
back to the
body's
other
blind,
films,
he's
right?
just stumbling around.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. It's got its own vision, which I really enjoyed.
Now, do you think if the head could see where the body was, do you think they could work in sync with each other?
I don't know if it has that kind of. I know we've seen that like in the Reanimator. We're going to cover that movie one of these days. That's a good example of where it does.
Yes, we definitely need to cover the Reanimator because I've read the H.P. Lovecraft story, but I haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh my goodness! And yeah, we better cover that one as soon as possible. I don't know how long. I don't know how much it sticks close to the book, but yeah, the movie is definitely a recommend. God, this son of a bitch. They're still arguing about the brain. Well, it works in the movie.
I love how they think a movie's going to give them real solutions. That's pretty awesome.
Well, because I mean, they think that the movie is real in that universe, so
I
because they're
think
like,
it's
yeah,
great,
these,
though. I'd never
right?
think anything in a movie is real, right? I'd never base my reality on movies because we know it's often just it's fantasy fiction or whatever, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, but there is a kernel of truth in movies too, though.
Sometimes totally none.
No, he's talking
Oh,
about maybe
and
we
Frank's
just need
acting
the
is
brain
just
to
incredible.
The
I
cast is
agree.
really solid. Great cast. I think the entire cast is actually really good in this film. Which is,
Oh yeah, like
go ahead, Nemesis.
I was just gonna say, like even Freddy here, like starts off like a pretty weak act. Well, I thought he was a pretty weak actor until the later half in the movie. Well, at the very end of the movie, I should. Sorry,
Yeah,
spoilers.
yeah. He just kind of starts off as a dumb teenage character, and he really grows as the movie goes on, right, Nemesis? So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So they're talking about maybe burning the body.
Oh yeah,
Where
speaking
are
of
you
which,
going?
if any of you are wondering why we lost Gorilla, he says in the chat why.
I'm guessing internet. I haven't looked at it though.
Oh, I'm sorry to
Completely
hear that,
crashed.
Gorilla.
Oh gosh, girl. Yeah, it's completely crashed. It says here. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Hope
The
you can
aliens are stopping PvP.
hope you can
Okay.
read.
Sorry, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
not you, gorilla. Sorry, PvP.
Follow me. I'm
Nah, no
right
worries.
behind you, says the Phantom Boomer. Hello, Phantom Boomer. Good to see you. And I hope you get
Hey,
your
Boomer.
situation resolved, Gorilla.
Hello, Boomer.
Yeah, that's not good. Poor Gorilla.
I hope you're talking about your computer. You're not saying you completely crashed, okay, Gorilla?
Well, if aliens do exist, the gorilla's pretty intelligent for a gorilla. I guess they are helping him out. And
So now he's talking about he's got a buddy across the way at the cemetery there, the embalmer, that maybe that he'll do him a friend, or maybe he'll do him a favor and cremate the body that's screaming and going crazy pretty much. Or he's got a crematorium across the street, Frank. That's beautiful. Think you can get him to go along with it, of course. I don't know, I've known her about 25 years. What the hell are you going to tell him? I mean, can you trust that bastard? And of course, I don't think we have a choice, Frank. And that's a good question too, is how we're going to get this thing over there.
And then he comes up with a brilliant idea: hacksaw.
It's the bone saw, actually.
Hacksaw, bone saw, same thing.
No, they're not.
Meanwhile, later that evening, back at the cemetery.
Pop, is there more scenes with her nude in this? Then you probably gotta fast forward a little bit more.
Most of the scenes with her are she's nude.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, I
going to
mean,
be eventually the part where she covers up. I'll be careful. You have backup?
All right. Just curious if you're gonna fast forward some more, like right here, roughly, or if they're done with those scenes. I was gonna ask, was the redhead girl in or actress in any other movies to prove if she was a capable actress or just eye candy?
All right.
No, she was in a bunch of other movies.
Gorilla says, "Hey, Boomer," and then he says, "PPP, I'm picking my ass up off the floor. I hope you're
Oh
okay, Gorilla."
no. Oh no, did you fall out of your chair, man? Oh, that's not good. I've been there a couple times myself over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
I remember Gorilla saying that once or twice, like in the last 6 months or 8 months or whatever it's been, that his chair did give out a couple of times and he ended up on the floor. That's not fun. Yeah. Hope you're okay there, Gorilla.
Yeah, I think by now
Yeah,
he's having to
dude.
use a recliner or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what
Why don't
kind
you
of
put
chair.
your clothes on? The show's over, she says.
You know, I'm amazed at how much nudity. Better be careful there, Pop. But how much nudity there was in this film? Like I'm guessing this was definitely R-rated, right?
Well, plus it is a B movie,
R-rated
so of course.
and 1985.
Well, and of
No, but
course,
I
Not a
mean,
B movie.
for
Yeah,
that
this is not a
amount,
B movie.
no, not a B movie. For that amount of nudity and violence, I'm guessing this was definitely R. I would think. Because there was a lot of I mean, she
Yes.
got naked pretty, amazingly. I thought so. Yeah.
Well, she's naked through 90% of the film.
Well, exactly. It's like, wow. This is
And-
probably my favorite character in the whole movie. I really liked the guy at the morgue. I thought this guy was awesomely cool.
Mortician.
And
I agree.
yeah, his character was so greatly written, and the actor was absolutely phenomenally fantastic playing the character. I was just rooting for this guy the whole time through the film.
Straight up. Me too. That's Don Calfa as Ernie.
Yes, good character actor. I remember him. He played a sleazebag crook in a couple episodes of Streets of San Francisco,
Oh wow.
among other things.
He was born in 1939 and died in 2016. So he has
Wow.
passed away.
We lost him recently then. Wow.
Well, 8 years ago.
That's pretty recent. So more good practical effects here, I'm guessing, with the corpse. They got a real guy with the
Absolutely.
head. Yeah. But the
Uh-huh.
torso is probably plastic or rubber or whatever, I suppose.
Right. Spared no expense on the special effects. I totally love it.
Very well done, yeah.
And he's giving him basically a rundown on what rigor mortis is,
That was cool.
Which plays in later on in the
which will come
film.
into play later. Exactly. In fact, I learned more about rigor mortis in this movie than any other one.
Well, it adds a dimension to the character too. Like he's a mortician, so he obviously knows his shit, right? So that's cool.
Yes. Of course, Bert's like, yeah, we're right. He just he wants to get it on so he can get it over with so we can show him what's going on here.
Tell me,
And of
do
course,
you
now
have to be? Tell me, do you have to be an okay actor or somewhat stage man or woman to pull off to not crack a smile or do something when you're playing a corpse on TV, unless they use a real corpse or movie?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
You probably have to. Do you have to be a good actor or actress to like play a pretend corpse on a movie or TV?
I think the hardest part is to make it look like you're not breathing. Would be my guess.
Well, the way
Yeah.
they do it is that they don't show the belly area or that area because they know if they do, then you'll know that the actress or actress that plays that dead body is actually still alive because they're breathing.
Well,
They usually show the head area and the leg area usually when they show a body like that.
if you notice early in the scene when the mortician is shoveling that metal pole into the torso, I'm pretty sure that's not an actual actor he's shoving it into. It's obviously like a rubber torso.
Correct.
Well,
So,
yeah, I know that.
I don't think you have to worry about breathing at that point, actually, Dan.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm talking like, do you think that was a real corpse or an actor that actually had all the makeup and prosthetics on him to play that scene though? Like when the other actor pushed that metal thing into his prosthetics without hurting him too much.
I think the head and the arms
It's a
were a
combination
real
of an
actor.
actor and a prosthetic.
Exactly.
He brings these guys over, and the mortician says, "What are you doing? You can't be here." They tell him to put the bag down on the floor, and this guy that doesn't know what's going on. Rabid weasels. They can't think of anything else to tell them because they've got a bunch of bags with moving parts moving around.
There's another great piece of humor. Rabid weasels. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, like what a thing to say, right? Be like, and he's like, dude, you want to burn them? That's sick. He's like, at least let me take them out to the parking lot and put them out of their misery. And they make a big point about him having a gun.
Well, yeah, that was pretty cool. Like,
Yes.
what kind of neighborhood are you in, dude? Where you're a mortician with packing a pistol? Like, I thought that was pretty hilarious, actually.
It looks kind of like a rundown neighborhood, so I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Plus,
I love the weasels joke though. That was really hilarious, actually.
Yeah, plus the
I
cat
can't
shows.
burn them.
Plus, the cat shows with the gun that the mortician is hardcore too, and he knows how to use a gun.
Yeah. Let's see, he's really says, want me to call animal shelter. I don't want a pet store. Come on, guys, take them to the pound.
Yeah, a lot of this movie is very logical too when it comes to setups and situations. It is, but beyond the supernatural factor.
Well, the morticians basically give him sound advice, like just let the animal authorities take care of this. Like, it's not a big deal, and he doesn't know the truth, of course, at this point. But yeah.
So now he's swearing him to keep it a secret. It's not weasels in the bags.
I love that
And the look on
expression.
his face.
That's good. And then he shows him what it actually is, and it's like, what the?
Tell me, did this really start the crawling arm trope, or did that exist long before it showed up in this movie?
Oh, way before.
Yeah, the crawling hand, a whole bunch of old movies.
That probably goes back to the 50s, actually.
At least.
And that has to be an electronic arm right there too.
Even tears his pant leg. And here we are back at the Friends wondering what's going on. What happened to trash and suicide? And of course, he's trying to pick up on her, and he has no chance at all.
I still don't get why a new wave dude was hanging around with punk rockers. Like, they didn't generally get along back in the day, at least not that I remember.
Well, no, but he's trying to score with her, and she's telling him that she's not interested, pretty much.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, usually a punk, a new wave dude dressed like he is with a tie and all that shit would not be hanging around with punk rockers at all. At least that's what I lived in the late 70s, early 80s, right? So I don't know.
I'll take your word for it, bro. That's before my time.
No, but I mean, my favorite genre is punk and new wave and power pop, and I lived all through that stuff as a teenager. So yeah, I have a pretty good knowledge of not just the music, but the social scene at the time too. So yeah,
it does seem like quite the motley crew, just with like the preppy girl here and like the new wave dude and the bunch of 80s misfits, especially with like Suicide, which I quite liked him as a character. I'm just like, oh, that's a massive chain hanging out of the side of your face, bro. That's quite the statement.
Yeah, I actually saw the Sex Pistols on their Filthy Lucre tour in 1996, I think it was. And
we should probably.
They were great.
Yeah, we'll talk about them another time.
Talk about it later. Let's get to the next movie.
Welcome back, Gorilla.
Welcome, hey, Daniel's Hot Topics.
Hey, Daniel. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
I would say that this movie probably does, well, before it was actually nowadays called token diversity or all that, they probably did a very early version of that with have a diverse set of characters right there.
Sure. I don't think so, but
well, they were diverse back then, but it wasn't like it is now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's up, Gorilla?
Oh, not that my computer just completely crashed on me.
Did you pull your power cord out again?
No, it like completely froze up. Everything froze up. Everything.
Wow.
I had to restart it.
Man, you've been having a lot of computer issues for like the last month or something, man.
Well, in all fairness, I've been playing Minecraft for the last 12 hours, so.
Okay, maybe your computer's rebelling.
You might want to reboot it before you do any streaming after you're doing your gaming.
Yeah, so basically all your internet tabs froze open, and you probably had an annoying ring sound on your computer saying jammed up
Nope.
right there when you're.
I didn't have that. Everything just went. You guys all just went silent on me.
Just like
So
now.
she ran across the street to find out where her boyfriend's at because he still has not left. So I'm guessing it's past 10 o'clock, and they're trying to figure out what's going on here, what they're going to do with those body parts. I think you acted precipitously in cutting up the corpse, and of course the guys telling them what they should have done. It's a little late now.
I giggled at that line.
Now he's bribing them. You burn it. You got whatever you want. Will you do this for me? All right, let's take care of your problem. Down to the crematorium. We don't want the heart sticking around. They'll turn it up hotter for the heart.
Well, it's undead. The heart probably not pump at all.
I like how we
Yeah,
had
he
a
just said
real
he wants-
crematorium in the film. That was awesome.
Yeah, it is. So they even brought the split dogs with them.
This is awesomely weird.
Come on, give me a hand. It's your mess.
Oh man. I gotta say, he's a very good friend for indulging to help him with the mess he's created.
Now I got a
Yes.
question. Would you do this for your friends? Burn all those bodies there for your friends, even though it's highly illegal. If you're caught, you're going to prison for
Right.
the rest of your life.
I think
Well, it'd be
it's
one
like-
thing if it was just a
it's like
normal.
what he says here. It's going to be.
Go ahead, Pop.
Go ahead. I was just going to say it depends on what he's going to pay him back with. Or that's why I say he's really going to owe me for this one.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's one thing if you had like just a cut up corpse. It's another thing with one that's wiggling and moving and trying to attack you.
Well, it's more of which friend would I do this for?
That exactly.
You know, one thing he never does tell him what the favor that he wants is, does he? In the film?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
At
Oh,
the-
does he? Oh
Oh
shit!
no,
Yeah.
they never get that. I don't think they get that opportunity.
No, he changed what his favor was going to be in the middle
Okay.
afterwards, but he does mention what the favor. He does return the favor, I believe.
I must
And,
have
Yes.
that.
and here comes the situation where it actually becomes a bigger problem.
Well, you will be go.
Yeah.
Oh no, Gorsta.
Yeah. Speaking of the bigger problem, we're seeing it right on screen right now.
Yeah. Which, unfortunately, what we're not hearing right now is an awesome soundtrack moment.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the
Yes.
reason why you got to have filters on your smokestacks.
Well, yeah.
So they think they're getting rid of the issue by burning all this up, but what they're actually doing is they're spreading all this poison into the air. Which
And
is
of course
causing
the
a
rain-
kick-ass storm.
Kick-ass storm, just the right minute, right?
Yeah, that thing came out of
You get
nowhere.
acid rain.
And then they're all freaking out in the cemetery now. A lot of little punk friends.
Yeah, which then you're going to come to a few other scenes that you got to skip over.
Oh, careful there, Pop.
Pop got his VCL down just right where he can skip that stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's gotten good at it.
You bastard. Stop.
Jesus, look at it. It's really coming down. Of course, they haven't realized what's going on.
Well, they have no idea yet because it hasn't really started in a big way yet at all, but it will be.
Meanwhile, down below in one of the graves, and here we are, them skipping up its lid to the ashes.
Yeah, he's reassuring him everything is all burned up now. You're all good, man. Meanwhile, our two dudes that got exposed are not feeling so good at this point.
So they're not. They want to puke.
Yeah, they're in the
That's
late
what doesn't
stages.
breathe that stuff.
Yeah, they're in the last transformation stage.
Well, they got a ways to go actually still, but they're getting there.
Yeah.
They're past the point of no return.
Well, they're past the point of no return when they got gassed.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Frank just runs out of there.
Well, at least Frank has the decency to try and puke outside. I gotta say, good for him. I respect that.
They are not doing good. Take it easy. Take it easy. That's it. Call a paramedic.
Oh, I feel sorry for them.
And he calls the paramedic, gives him the address. Come around the back to the embalming room. Human poison here, but of course he doesn't know what to tell him.
I do love how professional he is in that phone call, though. He's like a totally professional, calm, reasonable, intelligent guy making that phone call. And he sounds like totally believable. The paramedics aren't going to get like this guy sounds a bit off, but no, he's very cool and collected like a cucumber there on the phone. So I really like that character. He is awesome.
Agreed.
And she mentions how the acid is burning her skin. So, well, the rain is. So they discover that it's acid rain. No, I don't hear anything. And then they say, "Don't you hear something?"
And
Like a cacophony of the dead.
then her buddy drenches her by tearing the roof open. Like, way to go, dude.
Oh,
But
Scuzz.
it's not going to help.
So did the car die from the acid rain, or did it just die because it was a crappy car?
I think it would.
Crappy car.
Yeah.
Or out of gas. Or out of gas. Because he was also talking earlier about being low on gas.
That's a good point. Uh-oh.
And here's where she goes looking for her boyfriend.
Yeah, she's thinking, oh, I see his cap, so he's got to be down here somewhere.
Freddie, are you there? And here's where we have the room where everything originally happened. And there's the tank that burst open, which caused it all.
And I don't remember there being handprints on it earlier.
I think the zombie reopened it. That's why.
Yes.
It might have been from when the two guys opened it. I don't know.
And then we
Brains.
I love the
Right,
tongue. The
and
tongue is hilarious.
She opens the curtain.
That's so good. I don't know who the actor was in the practical effects here, but he was pretty awesome.
The actor they hired obviously was very skinny and tall, so that gave him that lanky appearance the way he moved, which really helped.
Yeah, it was very cool.
You're, never mind. I was about to say something, but then you covered it.
And I think
brains.
Taylor Swift's greater than MCU. Disney Star Wars MCU is back. Welcome, Taylor Swift.
Hey, Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
welcome back. Good to see you.
Hello, Taylor Swift.
With the new Avatar, it looks like, I think.
Oh,
And
my
she
goodness.
falls through the stairs. Tina falls through the stairs.
Third floor is the third step is the bitch. Oh, my goodness. I'll be back.
Well, that's one more thing the boss didn't fix when he should have. He should have got a better stair on the third step, but he didn't care.
Oh,
And here, in the next few scenes, we're gonna see how actually intelligent the zombie is right here. By doing that.
Yes, as you can see, right, it's smarter than the George Romero zombies. This one can actually think, so it takes him chains and ties him up to the door handles where she's hiding.
Well, that's what differentiates this from the earlier zombie films from Romero is these zombies are still capable of thought and logic and reasoning, which makes them even much more terrifying, I think.
Yes. And here they specifically want brains. In the George Romero version, they eat everything.
That's true.
And you hear her screaming.
And here the punk gets a little surprise.
Yeah, poor suicide.
Well, I guess it was aptly named.
I mean, not really.
And that was the joke, probably.
Well, he runs in, ahead of the pack, so.
Yeah, God forbid he runs in to try and help a friend.
No, maybe it's just maybe the name is just meant to be ironic or something. I'm guessing Nemesis.
Yeah.
They all see this and they totally freak out.
Tell me, was that black guy in RoboCop 2?
I'm not sure.
Because the black guy looks familiar to me. That's why.
I honestly don't remember. More brains. Oh no, we're out of here. Meanwhile, the arrival of the paramedics to check out two guys in the crematorium.
I quite enjoyed this scene. This scene was provided a lot of context, but was quite comical.
It definitely was both, actually. Yeah, and it was also kind of poignant too. I thought Nemesis. It was kind of a sad element to it as well.
Yeah. Well, I always felt bad for Frank because everyone's crowding around Freddy, and they're just like, "Oh my God, my Freddy!" And meanwhile, Frank's just like dying in a chair, and you're just like, "Oh, that sucks, bro. Your wife's at home, and she has no idea."
Yeah, she's
that
gonna have
pot roast is never getting eaten.
That pot roast is gonna get cold. Yeah, I like both characters, so I feel sympathy for both of them. I mean, Frank did something stupid, and the young guy here pays the price as well. But it wasn't like they were intentionally trying to destroy the world or anything, right? So
Oh, not at all, right? No one expects to punch a hole through a toxic can, but
those darn Army Corps of Engineers, Nemesis?
Dude, I tell you.
Well, he's not did not punch a hole through it. He sort of punched it hard enough for it to crack open.
Anyways.
Meanwhile, back across the street over it, you need a medical supply. Cops are just going to kick our ass. Oh, we got to call somebody. Wait a minute, where's Freddy? course, they don't realize Freddy's back over where they were at the cemetery. Holy shit, we're gonna have to swim to get over there.
And this is
Yeah,
where
it's crazy how much water has actually come down.
And this is where some new friends
Yeah,
show
it's
up.
pouring now.
It's like a cloudburst, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And once again, unfortunately, we don't get to hear the killer soundtrack that's happening right now.
Oh yeah,
It's party time.
that's pretty cool. This is one thing I kind of had a little bit of an issue with, guys. Like we just saw the skeleton, nothing much left but a skeleton there a second ago, right? And I'm thinking, okay, the zombies are apparently sentient, intelligent, thoughtful, able to come up with a plan and execute it. But their brains would be in such a state of rottenness. Like it just doesn't make sense to me how they would even be able to think at this point. I mean, I thought it was awesomely cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying not to be overly critical because I know it's a horror film. We need the story to happen. Okay, I get it. I get it. But you know, it's like when the brains have decomposed to a certain state, would even if they got reanimated, which I can totally buy that with with the bio thing, but the whole thing about them actually having intelligence still to be able to carry out a plan, that was one little plot hole that kind of bugged me a bit. I don't know what you guys thought of that, but I'd be
Yeah.
interested in hearing what you say.
Well,
After
I think
you
it depends on. I think it depends on the stage of decomposition.
say.
But you're right. In most cases, when people die, your brain is totally screwed up at that point. And if you came back to life, you'd be more like a retard, I'm guessing.
Well, there's two
Or
different
the
types of
vegetable.
death. There's two different types of death. There's heart death and brain death. The one's just where all your brain's still alive, but your body functions die. So I guess that would depend there on how long if your brain was still going for a while afterwards. That could
Right,
affect
but
that
like
too.
I've known a couple. Yeah, like I've known a couple people that passed away, and which one thing that's common when somebody's dying is for your liver to fail. And what happened was their liver failed and their brain started swelling to the point where their eyes were bulging out. So something like that, if that person would come back to life, their brain would be totally useless.
Tell me, did
And
we
that
kind
is a
of
I think
common way.
so. It would probably
tell me?
go ahead, Pop.
Do we feel kind of sorry for Trash right here, or not really?
Oh, of course we do.
Uh,
But it was foreshadowed when she was talking about how she fantasized about being eaten and torn alive by a bunch of old
By a
men.
bunch of
And
by a bunch of men, right?
Yeah, I thought this was pretty hilarious, actually. I mean, I'm not trying to be cruel, but she said she did want this, so she kind of got her wish come true, right? So it's like, yeah, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, and just a last point for PvP's question. It probably depends like on the amount of brains a zombie eats or consumes. Their brain they usually have regenerates too as well. It's a theory anyway.
No, it's a
Well, according
theory.
to
yeah,
this movie,
Uh,
right? They
I don't
explain
know.
in this
It's
movie that it helps feel better.
well, there is another
yeah,
thing we'll get
but
to eventually. I don't want to spoil it yet, but
yeah, that's a fantastic scene. We'll get to that when we get to it. But no, I think like for the zombies in the graveyard, I would agree with you, Pop. They're either going to be acting like all of the severed limbs, where they're all just kind of they're brain dead, they're zombies. Like there's no way that there should be any intelligence to these ones. But the ones who are freshly killed, okay, maybe. But then once again, it's like if they're having their brains eaten, those ones shouldn't be getting back up.
well, the thing is,
Right.
too, Nemesis, the one in the
But then
basement.
again, sorry,
I just-
PvP. I had a realization as well because
Go ahead.
even if the brain's gone, the rest of the body would still work, right? Because they did it without a decapitated head, and the body was still running
Yeah,
around, so it
right.
wouldn't
They
matter if the
still
brain was
got it.
eaten anyways.
But it wouldn't
Yes.
it wouldn't have thought or strategy, though, right, Nemesis? It would just run around
No.
like a chicken with no head, kind of thing.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought like the thing is that original zombie that goes brains in the basement, and eats the punk dude. You know, that didn't seem very freshly dead. It looked pretty rotting horrible to me. So I'm kind of a bit perplexed as to the whole logic of the intelligence of the zombies in this film. But I know I'm just nitpicking, but I just
Well, it's
thought
a
I'd bring it
zombie
up.
movie, yeah.
So when
Zombie's
it comes
gonna
to
run
that
across
one
the lawn.
zombie, I would say it's because he was literally doused in the toxin, and that's
Oh,
why he's still able to function.
that's a very good
Whereas,
point.
like, yeah,
Yeah, it kind of preserved his brain to a certain level, right, Nemesis?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
yeah, yeah, totally.
and there's another plot hole, like people probably sort of inferred, like the toxin does not really. I mean, they don't really explain what the toxin actually does to the corpse. I mean, it reanimates it, yes, but to what extent though? Like all the way to where their body operates off it and basically instinctively to do all the functions needed, or does the brain, whatever's left of it, get reanimated as well? Then they use that to try to hunt for targets to find brains to eat, then regenerate their brain that way to develop, to get to restore their brain. In other words, to what it originally was.
Possibly.
Hey, Cody guy,
But
nice to see you, dude.
here's
Well,
where the if we please we need to move on. I mean, we could debate forever on zombies and why they move even though they're dead, but there's so many zombie movies, we would have the discussion forever.
yeah, sorry about
But
that.
here's where the uh, paramedics are saying that these guys have no body readings. There's no blood pressure, no heartbeat, their temperature's dropping, no pupillary response. And what does that mean? It's a puzzle because technically you're not alive. They're afraid to tell them that they're dead. I go to the doctor so much. This is what I'm expecting them to tell me one of these days. Except you're conscious, so we don't know what it means. They said. Are you saying that we're dead? Well, let's not jump to conclusions. I mean, obviously, I didn't mean you were really dead. Dead people don't move around and talk. What the fuck are they doing? I'll find out. Well, looks like Gorilla's popping back in. How goes it, Gorilla? Everything okay? You holding up there?
Yeah, it's that damn cord.
Oh, that's no fun, dude.
Yeah.
Here we are, then busting into the chapel. I'm guessing. I guess what you call it, for lack of a better word, the chapel. And they want to get in there because obviously the rain is freezing and burning.
So that's the mortuary, or I guess the
Oh, there it is.
crematorium place.
Yeah, there it is. Sorry, I was thinking that was the
Funeral
corpse.
home, that's the word.
Yes. Now is where they have a full outbreak and the zombies are in full attack mode. Where's Trash? Didn't she say? Didn't she go with them? I think it's a little too late for Trash. I hear the paramedics noticing there's something wrong. Hey, do you hear that? It sounds like people screaming. You get the stretchers. I'll get on the radio and phone this in. This is a great scene.
This is a fantastic scene.
He turns on the lights. Not a good thing to see. But it looks great as hell.
Well,
And
and they
he
wouldn't
gets pulled
immediately
out.
know either, right?
Exactly, Jerry. I think it's a little too late for them. Brain.
Brain, what is brain?
Now they meet up with the punks, right? And the kids just want to know what's going on. There's 100 of those things out there. Get your keys, let's get out of here. And of course, they're wondering where the paramedics are. Oh my God, Freddie, what did they do to you? And of course, he's not completely aware of what's going on yet. And that's not a good sign. But he's got his pistol ready.
Yeah, I was starting to think, the paramedics said they were going to bring those stretchers in like a couple minutes ago. It's like, what's happening here? But he is the most logical character in the film, I think. So, yeah.
I agree. This is an amazing scene here. And I don't know if you guys caught it or not when you watched it, but I'm going to try to play without getting a copyright strike, hopefully.
Oh, dude, this scene was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. And they hired a little person for this scene, didn't they? They must have.
A little
this was
person
incredible.
and an amputee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because they wouldn't have had any probably CGI stuff back in '85. So, well, if they did, it wouldn't have been this cool. And this is so bloody freaky. It's like, whoa, this was a freaky scene.
It is excellent. Oh God! Wait! Now they know, and he's telling them about the full outbreak. Paramedics are dead, and we can't take the cars. Brains. That's all they can hear is brains. There more great music, another great song at this part here. If you have the soundtrack or if you're listening to the movie. Let me get our montage.
Yeah, this is a fantastic scene. Because once Buddy starts swinging with the axes, you actually get to see some like hands and whatnot falling off.
Oh yeah, you can see the impact of the axes on the hands getting cut, and the lyrics you see are from the song. So that's not what they're saying. That's from the actual song that's playing with all four on the floor. There's a chapel. And of course, the zombies are going to follow where they see the lights come on.
No, that's incredible practical effects there too.
Yeah.
Yes. And here's where you have the radio calling the paramedics, saying, "Where are you? Rescue 7, Rescue 7, come in. This is dispatch, over." And the zombie crawls up into the seat. "Come in, dispatch. Send more paramedics," which is funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. But once again, it pretty much supports my theory that the zombies are still brain functional at this point. At least some of them are, right?
Some, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this guy's pretty smart. He's like, send more paramedics. Otherwise, send more meals. You know.
Oh,
You okay, Gorilla?
my leg's starting to hurt. Here,
Oh,
can we catch
I
up
was having a
on?
rough day there.
Yeah, can we catch up on chat real quick?
Good
Great
idea.
idea. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Daniels, which we said welcome to, said, "Hello, Pop and Paddle. Finally got home. What a long day." Oh, I'm
Good to
sorry to
see
hear
you.
that. PvP's laughing at me. Taylor Sip says hello, and he goes, "I saw that Adam Sandler is doing it." Oh, that's a one-off movie. That is seriously a one-off movie. Happy Gilmore,
Yeah, that's disappointing.
yeah, it's
and
good.
it's
Good to know because I can skip that one like I have every Adam Sandler movie ever made. So that's awesome. Thank you,
Me
Daniel.
too.
uh uh uh. Okay, thank you, PvP, and welcome the man of many words, Cody guy.
Hey, Cody
Cody.
guy.
Hey,
Good to
Cody
see
guy.
you. Hello, hello.
Yeah. All right.
When he's not doing so good, he doesn't look good at all.
She's a
But he
true
looks very
girlfriend.
cold.
True girlfriend,
Yes.
though. She's faithful. I love her.
Yeah,
And
she's
he's
wonderful for that
explaining,
regard. Definitely.
Yeah.
he's
So
explaining
would you
he's in a lot of pain and his muscles are stiffening up.
would you say that he's giving her the cold shoulder?
Heyo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, physically at least. Yeah.
First, I got
I feel.
a really fucked headache. And then my stomach started cramping up. Now my arms and legs are cramping. Good makeup.
I feel we're so bad for this dude because it's just like he's just starting his week at work and then this happens to him. It's like, wow, dude, I've had bad times at work, but never this bad, you know.
And this is how I feel without my pain pills. Let's get his shirt up, huh?
Oh, that's more practical effects that are pretty cool.
Ooh, that's nasty.
You
This
bet.
is where he's lying down. Yeah, that's the blood pooling from the rigor mortis.
Poor guy.
I wouldn't want somebody telling me I have rigor mortis. It's like, okay, no, that can't be good. Should
Yeah,
I take an
especially if you're
aspirin for that?
self-conscious, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Your body's rotting. You guys know the stage of rigor mortis is your body stiffens up, but then it passes and it loosens up again. You guys know that, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's explained
Yeah.
earlier in the film too, Pop. Right? So yeah.
Yeah. Rigor mortis is setting in. What? You mean rigor mortis? My God, you're dead. And his friend's an idiot. He just panics.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. Once again, like,
Well,
it's
yeah.
pretty upsetting news to hear. Like, you, sir, are a literal walking corpse. It's like, shut up. See, and like, what I thought was going to happen was that the doc was going to be like, oh, you see, you can unstiffen the joints by bending them. So they were just going to like start bending Freddy's joints and stuff there, but apparently was causing him excruciating
Shocking.
agony to just even move. Yeah.
Yeah, because you
yeah.
can break the bones doing that.
Well, I think he was beyond hope anyway at this point, right, Nemesis? So yeah.
Yeah.
And look who we have here. We have visitors. Another paramedic ambulance.
Poor bastards.
Why would they send a squad car after the first one disappeared?
They have no idea what's happening,
It's
bro.
not a squad car. It's a paramedic.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they send the squad car instead? You know, you got an ambulance and a crew that's all of a sudden went missing. You think they sent a squad car to go investigate to see why they went missing. Instead, they sent another ambulance.
Well, a corpse,
Yeah, I agree.
a corpse called over the radio to bring more paramedics. That's why.
Yeah, he never called for cops. He called for paramedics, so they don't assume anything is wrong at this point, right? They have no idea what's happening.
No, they have no idea. To them, it's everything's all normal. And they see the other paramedics laying on the ground, and they rush to their aid, and look what happens to them, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Brains.
They get swarmed. Like, that's a lot of zombies, man. Like, that's a swarm of zombies.
But they're going to kill everybody that comes here. Exactly.
This movie has a lesson of mob mentality when it comes to the zombies.
I think that's mostly every zombie movie.
Well, that's what here the zombies actually showed halfway intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still all basically wanted to eat brains, so, you know.
Brain, what is brain?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's kind of sadly ironic that nowadays a certain group acts like that too.
Go that blood splatter.
Awesome.
That shows it go all the way up the wall.
Oh, yeah, we have some good practical effects coming up, I think, pretty soon here, don't we?
Yes.
That's so freaky. That reminds me of that skeleton lady in season 1 of Walking Dead, because she looks a lot similar to that. If you guys remember that season 1 episode, it was
Nope.
very scary. Oh, there's a skeleton lady that looks almost exactly identical to this one.
Probably
I don't remember. I
inspired by
watched
this
many of those
scene.
episodes.
That's what I'm guessing, and she's sentient too, right? Like she's sentient, just like this one is. So that makes it even more horrific. Oh, you know, this scene was just one of my favorite scenes in the film because this is really creepy and it totally explains the scenario, right?
Yep.
Well, and I like it just because it shows like they wouldn't have found this out if they would have just thrown her out or killed her like they were planning on doing.
Exactly. And the
Yep.
mortician's the guy that says, we got to study this, right? To figure out what's going on. So that's cool.
Is this a mixture of
Yeah.
Yep.
a mixture of a puppet and an actress
do.
we're working together right here?
This is all animatronic puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a real actress. It's too decomposed to be a real actress.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Yeah,
like a
it's
puppet
somebody.
a puppet and an actress working together. In other words, there is no
No,
puppet
No,
and
no,
no,
it's an
it's all
animatronic.
animatronics. Yeah.
with a voiceover.
Right. It's an animatronic with somebody under the table operating it like a puppet.
Oh,
With a voiceover. I'll bust it in the damn head. Of course, that's all he's thinking about is killing it. But yeah, they do learn a lot from this. You can hear me? Yes. Why do you eat people? Not people. Brains. I like it too because the spine, it's moving left to right and it's bumping on the table. And you can see the spinal fluid leaking out.
Oh, it's an incredible effect. It really is. But you know, my favorite part about this whole sequence is I actually felt sorry for the dead woman. Like I felt sorry for the zombie because she explains why they do it here, right?
yeah,
Yes,
they're in
exactly.
pain and they want to be laid back to rest. In other words,
Well, I don't
And
think
he
that
says,
would be
what kind
back
of
to
pain? She
rest.
says, the pain of being dead.
I
Yeah.
think that they have to
Which she
continue
says,
to
the
eat
pain of being
brains.
dead. So
They'd have to
I'm
continue eating
guessing
brains
that they,
forever.
right, but I'm guessing that they can feel themselves decomposing. And that's the pain that she's talking about.
Yeah, she says that, right? I can feel myself rot. And you're just
Yeah,
like, oh.
you actually feel a great. I felt a great deal of sympathy for her at this point. It's like I could understand the motivation why they wanted to eat the brains of living people to eliminate the pain they were suffering, which is even more horrific in a way.
And it's actually logical. The motivation, it makes sense. I don't blame them. No, I would do the same
it,
thing if I was in their shoes, I
yeah, it
guess.
does. Yeah, total makes sense. Yeah, great scene.
Now they're deciding what to do. And we get our reprise of our song with Trash. Oh, guys, I had to skip past that, but that was Trash being naked.
Yeah, it was an awesome shot. There's this homeless dude wheeling his cart. Here we go. Yeah, you're gonna have to skip this one too, Pop.
Yeah, I feel really sad for this guy. Here's another plot hole that really bugged me though coming up.
I almost felt like it was like a siren song.
it probably was
Oh,
in a way.
I thought the scene was cool, but did she not get totally eaten alive by all those old guys like she was dreaming of? So why is her body still in perfect condition if she got
Because
munched
it's
on?
just her brain PvP that they were after, not her body.
Yeah, but it looks like
They
her
weren't a
head.
bunch
But
of
it does
horny
show
old
bite.
men.
Her
It
head's in
does
pretty
show
good
bite
shape, though, isn't
marks.
it? Do they? Okay. I don't know.
Well,
I thought she looked too pristine. I thought, but that's me.
plus she is a pretty lady naturally, so they probably want to try to keep her beauty intact too, for the audience.
Yeah, but that's a zombie movie, so I don't think the zombies care about that. But did she have her wig missing or something? Like I didn't see any brains
I
missing, or
think she still had the wig on from what I remember.
Yeah, she does.
yeah, I don't know. I wasn't convinced that she got eaten at all. At least not in the brains, in her brains being eaten. But that's a
Chapel
nitpick.
of the Dawn. That's a nod to Dawn of the Dead.
Well, actually, it's not really a plot hole because if you think back to it, the acid rain did have the chemical in it, so maybe she was exposed that way to the chemical.
But she was eaten by like half a dozen dudes, so there was no damage.
Well, I'm just trying to provide you with a probable cause, maybe, and why she's not eaten.
No, they were eating her though. It was pretty obvious in that scene, Dan. So I don't know.
Well, Daniel or Dan, the answer to that question 99% of the time is plot armor.
Exactly.
True.
Anyway,
Someone have a hamster? Did someone just put a hamster up to the mic?
no,
Yes,
I don't.
I did. It was me.
No,
I'm not
here's
leaving you pretty, she says.
Faithful girlfriend to the end.
Aw.
I was always wondering though. I guess the only reason the preppy girl was hanging out with the punks was because of her boyfriend. I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, 'cause she doesn't even swear in this movie. She says fudge.
Oh yeah, she's like the innocent one in the whole movie, right? Like, you know, which is one reason I feel
And
even
now we have
worse
a
for her.
parents now we have squad cars. So this is what kind of like Gorilla was talking about earlier. So the first two ambulances, they've got no response, so they send out the first squad car to see what's happening.
Yeah, now it's getting real for sure.
Well, and then it shows another level of intelligence because they don't just immediately bum rush these people. They lie in wait and provide an ambush and then jump in.
Oh yeah, well we see that later on in another scene, but I won't spoil it. But these cops are thinking like, what? And then they think, their guns are going to actually be effective, and it's like, well, no.
Which
Well, I
of
mean,
course they're not.
Well, to them, they're people, albeit weird-looking people, and yet they don't know they're undead, though. But they think their guns work on them.
Well, that's exactly why they perish.
So here's they realize that there's no help coming. Everyone that comes in is going to just die.
Yeah, they're starting to figure out that it's a pretty bleak situation they're dealing with at this point. Yeah. I like to send more cops.
Tell me, is that a Confederate soldier?
The old man wearing that old uniform.
He must have been buried during the Civil War.
Yeah, like Confederate or World War I or something really old.
He's well preserved, I gotta say.
Like somebody's grandpa.
That looks like a bomber jacket. Kind of.
Possibly.
It almost looks like a Civil War uniform to me, but hell, I'm not an expert on that.
Well, that's sort of what I said, PvP.
Well, it looks like it's leather to me, and the Civil War ones were cotton.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Dan. Gorilla was saying something different than you said, so I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Mine was a mixture of both.
Uh-oh. Our boys aren't doing well here.
Oh, Freddy.
And Freddy's taking a turn for the worse.
Yeah, he ain't looking so good.
There's a time, girl, when
always wanting attention.
You gotta let it go at a certain point,
Yeah, well, they should have drug her out of there against her will instead of letting her stay behind, but oh well, right?
To the bitter end, and here's where he finally turns completely.
They want to just add suspense, I'm guessing, Pop, to the scene.
Oh, hey, if she's that desperate to stay, I'm not gonna fight her. Screw it. I'll save myself.
You heartless monster.
Well, he is a gorilla now.
Hey,
come on.
Now you're gonna start to sound like the X.
One thing that can really
I've never been so insulted.
Horrible suffering.
This is a beautiful. Yeah, I love this scene,
Freddie,
Pop.
why?
Live brains.
Brain. What is brain?
Great
It's
makeup.
definitely too late for him.
Right, and like he acts like this is the point where like his best acting comes out to me. Like I felt bad for him before, but now he just I don't know. I enjoyed this aspect of the most for sure.
Well, I think he's a very good actor. It's just that he was working with not much earlier in the film, right, Nemesis? So now he's getting to really cut loose, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, he's chewing the scenery literally.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, and we also see where the other guy has actually more self control or an aspect of his humanity still left in him, and he runs away to a place where he knows he can die peacefully, sort of, roughly.
Of course, he just wants to kill her. Brains.
Which is funny because he's not going after our mortician friend here. He's going after Tina. Oh my god, I gotta look her name up.
Preppy
I
girl?
think it's Tina.
I think
Yeah,
it's-
preppy girl.
I think so. Get against it. It's all right.
Yeah, it was Tina. Beverly Randolph.
So they're gonna try to make it to the cars. Can't walk, much less run. And here he is busting out.
He's blinded by this point, isn't he, though, with the acid in his face, I'm guessing?
Yes, it's that's in his eyes, right?
Yeah, because he's bumping into walls and stuff, I think, in a scene or two later here.
Uh-huh.
Fabulous makeup, though. Really good.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you can tell he was literally wandering around blindly. Just because they had put that makeup over his eyes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's super well done. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, I'll drive. Fuck you. When we drive up, I don't want to hang out there longer than necessary. Young lady, you stand right here. Put one hand here, one hand here. When you get your ass over here at the door.
I bet Ernie's betting at this point. It's like, I wish I'd never offered you a favor, dude. Just saying.
That favor that you owe me, watch your ass out there. This is a return favor for doing the crematorium for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a brilliant line. It really is great.
Just start swinging.
I was amazed they made it to the car, actually.
I'm genuinely shocked that they both made it. Yeah.
The only way to get through a mob is hit hard and run fast.
Yep. Now it's hard to show this in frames so that we can see what's going on because there's so much happening. So I'm gonna try to break this up so hopefully we don't get a copyright warning. You gotta get closer, man. They'll never make it like this. And they've got to be careful because now the car is completely swarmed. So we can't split. They left us, those jerks.
There's no
They
way they
had
ever
to.
could even got. They could never even got out of the car and lasted for more than 5 seconds anyway. So even if they
No,
got
and
close
No.
to the door, they would
right,
have
and
been annihilated.
the same with the people going out of the door. If they tried to go out and get into the car, they wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I think the
But I'm
best
just
Ernie
saying,
idea.
help
realizes that.
themselves.
The best idea was to drive away and try to get to somewhere with more safety. But well, we'll see what happens. I don't want to spoil it.
Well, it's like he's saying, he's thinking they're going for help. Oh shit, those are my fucking friends.
I'm thinking, dude, most of your friends are dead already. Like, give it up already, bud. Oh crap. Yeah, this was not a good scene here.
The whole neighborhood was
Yeah, I think they
transformed.
realize it.
No, it's like there's been
Yeah, I think they
hundreds
realize
and
they're not
hundreds
going
of
to make it past that crowd.
dead rising all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the warehouse. I was at the crash into the wall with some zombies on the hood.
Stupid
This
honky.
way, you
That's pretty good.
stupid honking, yes.
That made me laugh. Yeah.
And
Oh,
he's still wandering around the halls.
bumping into walls and tables. Well, finding the mortician has his ultimate plan come true when he says, "Let's hide in the ceiling," right?
Right?
Which he had mentioned previously. So yeah.
Yeah. Like that would have been my call, is to at least wait until day.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see what I'm running from, Like nighttime's a bit too scary for me to go and try and escape.
Yeah, it'd be easier to see them, yeah, but I still think you'd be screwed because there's hundreds of the buggers out there, right? So, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
I think this is one of the most poignant, wonderful, beautiful scenes in the entire movie. It's like he's still enough of a human to, he takes his wedding ring off, he kisses his wedding ring, he's remembering the love he has for his wife, and he's knowing what he's got to do, in the next minute.
And that's
He
sort
even
of
asked for forgiveness.
that's sort of what I said earlier without going too much
Right.
into spoilers.
It just proves he might not be the smartest man in the world, but he's a good man at heart.
Yeah. Well, I just got a feeling from his character anyways. He might have been like kind of irresponsible, but
I think he just had this kind of weird sense of humor. He's maybe a little too happy-go-lucky, earlier on in the movie. But well, he's paying for it now.
yeah.
I remember that tray was inside the fire, so it's already fucking hot when he pulls it out and climbs on top of it. So he's got to be burning all over.
Oh, you can tell when he first grabs it, he's in agony, right? But he's just got to do what he's got to do, right?
Yep.
I love how he
Yep,
pushes the
exactly.
button here to close the door too. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can hear him screaming through the fire too, and you're just like, fuck, that's gotta hurt so bad. Like, how long do you think? I don't even want to contemplate how long he lasted.
No, your nerves would probably go in the first couple of minutes, I'm hoping, so you probably wouldn't feel agony too long, but it's not something I'd want. Let's put it this way. If they're going to put me in the crematory oven, they better make sure I'm damn stone cold dead before they put me in there.
Yeah.
I'm already telling you at my funeral there, I'm gonna be having a voice box in my coffin there for someone to hit play on. Well, right before they lower me to the ground. Hello, it's dark in here. Let me out, you bloody bastards! Let me out.
And
Where am I?
Yeah, and here we are, where the zombies have got pretty good at setting traps for brains. In other words, here's another trap right here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, was this franchise one of the few that actually showed somewhat intelligent zombies, or were there a few other franchises that did this idea?
Well, there have been plenty of franchises, I'm sure.
Yeah, and George Romero, even towards the end of his movie, starts showing the zombies with more and more intelligence. I don't know if that was necessarily for the good or not, but yeah, George Romero, he tampered with that idea as well. Attention, this is the police. This area is under police blockade.
Yeah. Oh, I was just loving the ending.
Jesus, so they figure, okay, at least, yeah, our help is finally here. Felt like the shit's really hitting the fan out there.
That line had me sort of smiling because we know by now it hit the fan a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true too. What do you mean one of those corpses, man? Little ugly one, all black and slimy. I don't give a shit what's in the basement. We got to get to that phone. So he's saying to let the authorities know that they have some live people in there. I'm going to knock his goddamn block off. We're talking about Tar Man. That's what they call the skinny one, by the way, that was down in the barrel.
Yeah.
And here's where he's downstairs, Frankie, and he's saying, and he's talking to them upstairs, up in the ceiling. I had to hurt myself to get out, Tina. But I forgive you, darling. And I know you're here because I can smell your brains. This is a good, creepy ending.
Yeah. How many most of these shows would have showed him actually them opening the door for him.
You mean like giving up?
No, like he goes, like they here go, let me in, Tina, let me in. And they like goes, he's alive. Then they'll open the door. That just kidding.
Just kidding.
Just to add another detail, it seems like the zombies have enhanced senses of something to smell live brains.
Yeah, they can smell the brains.
And here,
he's thinking there's no way out.
Yeah,
all he's got is his gun. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
And he's looking at her and then himself, like, you know what? If it comes down to this, might as well just finish off each other. he has that desperate look on him, saying, "You know what? It's hopeless for us both. Might as well just try to finish us both." On his face.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end, we all don't want to die. We will fight, but some people actually lose the will to fight if it seems hopeless to people or to them.
Open the door.
And there's our favorite zombie again, which I think is so cool looking. I love this guy.
Beautiful. And it's such a nice cut. You can barely even tell because the actor comes out and then there's that very slight, quick little cut.
You mean the actor?
Where Buddy actually cracks the head off and it goes flying.
So the actor didn't actually get decapitated? Darn, you ruined my fantasies, Nemesis.
I'm sorry, bro. I hate to be that guy.
Oh, buddy. Damn third step again. Oh, watch that third step. It's a bitch.
Well, if you sort of look closely in the Tar Man's costume, you'll see there's a little bump in the middle of his chest area and back area. You probably can tell that his head is actually underneath that right there, hiding.
You got to help us. There's a bunch of us trapped inside your barricade. We can't get out. First of all, mister, what the hell is going on in there? I lost a dozen good men and nobody can tell me jack shit. There are people in the cemetery.
Holy crap, one that's actually halfway competent. It sounds like he gives a shit.
Yes.
Well, he's kind of a top cop, I'm guessing, right? But he should have told him quickly, guns aren't going to help you. Guns will not be effective. Get flamethrowers, for crying out loud. But it was too late, I guess.
Even flamethrowers won't help because that's burning him.
Well, it might slow him down at least, you know. Guns sure didn't do much.
Oh, no.
And here comes Trash walking down the line, or running down the line, in other words.
Careful there, pup.
I
I
don't see where Trash had her brains eaten out. Her wigs looks pretty intact there, I gotta say.
I will have to agree with you, PvP. She was looking pretty non-brain damagey.
And pretty hot as well.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna. Certainly would not say no.
Well, that's quite the point. No. That's quite the point.
Anyway, we're getting to the ultimate solution coming up here, I'm guessing. At least for this movie.
Yes, put them on. The other colonel that they introduced earlier, I see it's understandable what happened next. So he's asking questions about the outbreak.
Yeah, basically, he's playing along with it, in other words, talking to him.
No, he needs to get all the information he can. He's been waiting like 22 years for this.
Well,
right.
Yeah, it's been one
certain questions he has to ask.
It's been one of
He's
his
following the script.
He's been focused on this one task for decades, and finally he's getting to execute it. So yeah, it's one of his main tasks in the military, I'm guessing.
Yeah, search and retrieve mission, basically.
And we found the Easter eggs. He says, I guess that's a code name.
Well, it might have been search and retrieve at one point, but no spoilers.
So he says, oh, they've been waiting for this to happen. So now they're like, okay, they're relieved. The Army's been waiting for this. Sergeant Jefferson, 42nd Special Mobile Artillery. Yes, sir. Code numbers.
There's one question that always bugged me, like 143 miles for one shot barrel like that, 134 miles. How the heck did it reach that far?
artillery. We got artillery that can reach thousands of miles.
Those
Yeah.
are
Hell,
called missiles.
I think even in World War II, they had artillery in World War II that could go over 100 miles. Like,
Yeah,
it's
Big
nothing
Bertha in World War One went 75 miles. He actually Hitler had a cannon that could hit London from way eastern France.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah. So that the rail cannons and whatnot.
It's not a new thing by any means. It's been around for probably,
Yes.
geez, almost 100 years now.
And just
Yeah, but my
bust
thing
open
is
the
here:
door.
how come he didn't question them launching a nuke at American City?
Because by that time it was their containment plan. Because the toxin was an outbreak by then.
Yeah, but you think a lonely little private would question the nuking of American City?
No, he wouldn't.
Uh,
He's in that position for an entire
right?
reason. It's like the people who have the keys to
Yeah.
the actual nukes. They don't question it.
No, I think
You'll stop and question it, right?
if you're in the chain of command in any military, you're just going to follow orders, unless you want to get in
Yes.
serious shit. I'm guessing, you know.
Yes. Oh, look, a nice
Oops.
photo.
Oh. Yeah, it's like, oh, jeez.
5:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time the next morning.
I like how they give the time all through the movie. That's very impressive.
Oh, this actually happened, PvP. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it's so impressive. They stuck to the reality of the situation, right, Nemesis?
Of course.
Don't you just love the
Also,
technology
and
here, though?
square blocks destroyed.
I love the technology when he's getting the reports out of the printer there. That is so cool, dude.
Yeah, the one disappointing
That's
thing,
4,000.
the one disappointing thing I sort of found was towards the end of this movie, which we're coming to right now. This is like just basically a recycle of the previous scenes where they rose up from the dead right here. They recycled it.
Yep.
Well, yeah,
Well, you gotta
right.
save
It's showing
money
that all
on
it
the
did
budget.
is, right, all the explosion did was cause more rain, which is just going to spread everything out even further. And now we're getting news reports. There's been complaints about burning skin.
Well, that's what I actually thought was pretty awesome end of the film. It's like the military solution didn't solve anything; it actually made it worse. So I thought that was very cool.
Yes.
Hey, the old military philosophy. The bigger the explosion, the better the results.
Not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think something strategic might be more effective, but whatever.
To which that is a bigger nuke.
Yeah, with some more cool music we can't hear over the end credits here. Ha ha ha.
That's correct. All right. And that
Very
concludes
awesome film. Great film.
The
Bob.
Return of the Living Dead.
I gotta go vote. I just forgot to vote. I gotta go vote for this thing.
Yeah, as a reminder, everyone, there is a poll in the chat. If you get a chance, please consider voting. Tell us what is your grade you'd give this movie, or what grade would you give our coverage of this movie? Don't blame me that I had to cut out the nudity parts. I had no choice. Don't want to get in trouble by YouTube.
You can blame me.
Right, blame Nemesis. It's all his fault. So if I'm going to go around clockwise and get everybody's opinions about the movie and what you thought about it, and share with us what your channel is about and what you're doing out there in the YouTube community. How about you, Gorilla? Are you okay to go first?
Yeah, it was a movie. It was a zombie movie. I mean, it's fun parody. I might actually go actually watch the original one there if I can find some time there. It's
This
a
is the
fun.
original.
No, no, the
This is
original
not a
Night of the Living.
sequel.
Well, they kept referencing the Night
Okay.
of the Living Dead.
Bro, we've watched this.
All right, but there,
We've watched it together.
No, I was talking about the Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, we've
yeah,
watched it
we
all,
covered it
Gorilla.
last
You
week.
were there with us, bro.
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
black and white. It was a black and white movie. People in the farmhouse. Black
Oh, was that
guy
the
was the
one?
last one alive.
Oh, was that the bot? We're coming for you, Barbara.
Yes,
That one?
Yes.
Yes,
that
that
was the
was.
one.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, famously, that is the
No,
one.
I gave it a B plus. At first it gave me vibes of oh great, so those cheesy horror or teen horror 80s horrors there with the way the teens are acting, but overall it got better and better as I was watching it and I was somewhat entertained and stuff. I'm gonna give it a B
Cool.
plus.
Very cool. And what about your channel? What do you have to share about your channel?
Let's see. Tomorrow night we're watching 2 episodes of Justified. We're at the end of season 4, the beginning of season 5. It's a really good show for cringe stock there, and we are watching Kirk Cameron's Left Behind. And thanks to PvP, I know what we're gonna be watching next. but
Yeah, I might miss Cringe Talk this week because I had to adjust my schedule, so I might be late on Thursday. Girl, I just want to let you know.
oh, if we need to start it later, we can.
Okay. Well, I will DM you a message. And let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then Friday we are reviewing the Waltons episode of Runaway. Then there will be no Saturday night reviews this week or Cinema Sunday because of Easter. But the weeks after, the Saturday night reviews will be Johnny Mnemonic and for Cinema Sunday we're watching the extended edition of The Return of the King. In my opinion, the best out of the 3. I don't care what Jill says.
Okay.
But
I think it's the best too, but
otherwise, I just got 4 new shorts on my channel that of our old fire trucks that were at the that they keep stored at the fire hall.
Good, cool. Yeah, those are good shorts. I like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know we had the horse-drawn one in there, or the 1929 not universal.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here tonight and helping us out with the chat, Gorilla. Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right. And how about we'll see you Sci-Fi Sit Dan. What did you think about this movie? And tell us about your channel.
I will give this movie a solid B plus. The movie was a slow burn at times, and I was kind of disappointed at the end. I mean, I was hoping for at least a few of the heroes to survive, but kind of seeing the disappointing ending, how the military had to basically contain the whole situation by nuking the whole town or a few city blocks of that, I was kind of disappointed. And the darker tone was alright, but sometimes it delved into the too creepy and too dark for me at times on a few things. Beyond that, the movie was a good movie to watch. I would watch it once in a while again if it's on TV, or if I'm in the mood to watch it on a certain website that has movies to watch. As for my YouTube channel and other things, I'm Sci-Fi Sit Dan. I usually cover sci-fi TV shows or movies. I usually do my live streams on Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. If any other panelists are available around that time, you can join in, either on the panel or in the chat. And on my YouTube channel, I usually cover the same thing as I do on my live streams. I have different sci-fi TV shows or movies I cover, and Beyond that, that's all I have to say about my channel, and I'll turn over to PvP if he's next after me.
Okay, well, thank
Wait,
you for being here, Dan.
wait, before PvP goes, we got a very important question in the chat from Scurvy. PvP, can you read this one?
Why didn't they launch a ball of eggnog instead of a nuke? And I did reply. I did reply. I could lemon pie. I could have died happy, lemon.
That would have been a good. That would have been a good solution, is to bury them all, right?
Yeah,
Bunch
you
of
could have
cement.
drowned in eggnog. I think it's Nemesis' turn, by the way, next, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Nemesis, what say you, buddy? What would you say about this movie? And tell us about your channel.
Yeah, this movie was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. The soundtrack was really good. I really liked all of the actors. I was kind of shocked at how they portrayed the zombies, but that was okay. Certainly not disappointing by any means. Lots of shock effects, lots of comedy in it. It's a really nice mix of horror with some comedy. There's not a lot of gore in this, but that's fine. I don't need gore for it to be a good movie. Yeah, generally speaking, I would highly recommend this to people. Solid A minus.
Very cool. And what would you
And
like to
then when it
share
comes,
about your channel?
for sure, when it comes to my channel, I do Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and I also do Skullgirls Mobile. So if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh! Or if you're into beautiful drawn women fighting each other, definitely check out my channel. I would love to have
Oh,
you.
yeah.
And thank you. Thank you, Pop, for having me tonight, and thank you to everyone in the chat for being here. You guys are rock stars.
Always my pleasure, good sir. All right. And how about you, PvP? What say you about this movie, and tell us about your channel?
PvP?
Give him a sec. His mic's probably muted.
Oh shit! I'm muted. Guys. Sometimes I just
There you go.
got the people and I forget I got it on, but I give it an A minus. Like Nemesis did. I think this is a really, really awesome film. One of the I think more intelligent films because instead of just dumb zombies plodding around with no idea what they're doing, the zombies in this are actually even more frightening because they actually some of them are intelligent and they can actually plan and plot and sort of even lead humans into their demise. So I thought that was very cool. There's so many good scenes. I mean, we've all talked about them in the stream already, so there's no point
Right.
to go overhash all that. But I just think it's very well, excellent cast. The entire cast was good. Dan O'Bannon did a great job. Yeah, it's a really good film, and it's definitely one I think if anybody has even a passing interest in zombie flicks, they should definitely give this one a watch because it's really, really solid. And yeah, I guess I'll leave it there. A minus. As far as my channel goes, I basically as rock and roll. I basically do music stuff, playlists. I put a lot of complete albums up too over the last couple of years. So there's a lot on there already. Check it out. I haven't done much lately because I've got a lot of crazy stuff going on in real life the last few weeks. So I don't know when I'll actually get around to posting new stuff, but I will one of these weeks. So, tune in from time to time and stay tuned. And I'll probably put something up in the next 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully. So, yeah.
And
Well, that
PvP,
sounds cool.
you may want to recheck your mic connection because during that whole bit you came in okay, but your mic was kind of breaking in and out for every few seconds.
Sounded fine to me. Anybody having a problem there, guys? The rest of you?
Not
It did sound
anymore.
rather choppy,
Really? That's
but now
weird.
you sound crystal clear. Yep.
That is odd because I
Yeah, it
just
sounds
bought a
okay
brand
now.
new. Yeah, I bought a brand new mic, a couple months ago, and it's a really good quality one. So I'm kind of surprised, but
Yeah, it's not always the mic that's the problem. Sometimes there's a flicker in the internet connection or something like that.
could be StreamYard maybe. Yeah, well, just keep me posted
Oh, that's
on
great.
any more live streams. If you guys notice that, please do mention it to me. And yeah, because I've got all the settings the same way I've had them for months now. So I'm a little baffled, but I'll be aware if you guys want to update me when you notice any problems. Thank you.
Okay. And I love the movie. I'm going to give it an A. Uh, Obviously, it was my suggestion. It's one of the rare. There's a lot of bad zombie movies. This falls in line with up in the top tier of good movies. And like Nemesis said, there's not a lot of gore per se, but I think it's got a great plot. The pacing, I think, is really good. I don't think it's ever really boring. The soundtrack, once again, like I said, I highly recommend going out and searching out that soundtrack. If you're a fan of rock, 80s rock, you're. And then, by the way, not only are the songs amazing and great, they've got a lot of humor to them if you listen to the lyrics. And so I highly recommend that. And the acting was good. The casting was well done. The acting all across the board was really good. And once again, for a big fan of practical effects, it hits all the right buttons for me. As long as it's not CGI, I'm totally happy. As far as my channel is concerned, tomorrow night I should be back if everything works out well. Let's see, I've got infusion tomorrow, but God, I dread that. But hopefully I'll be able to do with my good buddy Gorilla's Random Thoughts. We'll be back with 2 more episodes of Gilligan's Island from season 3. Saturday we'll be back with a Unleashed from the Lab at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Sunday we'll be back with Monday we're back another episode from the classic series of Lost in Space at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And I've got to figure out what we're going to be doing for next Tuesday. We'll be coming up with an answer for that within the next couple of days. But I really, really appreciate, and I want to thank wholeheartedly you guys for coming and spending the night with us. I had a great time, and I hope you did as well. And I really want to appreciate and thank you all in the chat for participating. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll and share the results with everyone.
It's probably going to be an even split between a B and an A, probably.
I just want to ask Pop, you are doing a Monday Lost in Space on Easter Monday then?
As far as I know, does Easter fall on Monday?
Well, Easter Monday, is this coming Monday. So I just wanted to know if you were taking that day off because of the Easter Monday holiday. But I'm not sure what's happening.
I have no plans. I guess I need to talk to Jill and see what she's got going on.
I mean, I'm perfectly good to go because I won't be working. Well, I actually will be working that day, I guess, because I can. But yeah, if you want to check with Jill and everybody else just to make sure, that would be awesome, Bob.
Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll message around and see what everybody's doing.
Well, speaking of
Jill,
Jill,
it looks like. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Speaking of Jill, she's in the chat for a few seconds.
Hello, Jill.
Oh, hey, Jill.
Would you like to read that?
Hey, Jill.
Oh, just a sec. He goes, "Hi, Scurry." Well, she says, hello, Jill. Hey, Jill. I'm fine for Easter Monday.
What's that? I'm sorry, read that again. I'm
says
fine
she's
for
fine.
Easter Monday. Got it.
Yeah, I will
Okay,
be there
got it.
Saturday, just so you know, just a heads up. I probably won't be.
Okay.
I can do Monday too if you want to proceed. It's up to you, Pop.
Yeah, Monday's fine for me.
I have no other plans, so it's up to you guys.
Well, Easter Monday's kind of a totally unofficial holiday anyway, right? So it's like I'm cool with it.
At least here in the States, not sure about Canada up there.
It's pretty much the same. It's not that much different, actually, Dan. We have Easter just like you do.
So it looks like I want to thank everybody for voting. We got a good turnout in the participation. We got 13 votes. What grade would you give Return of the Living Dead? And it looks like 46% gave it a B plus to a B minus. 38% gave it an A plus to an A minus. 7% gave it a C plus to a C minus, and 7% gave it a D plus to F minus.
Oh, good. I did remember to vote.
All right, very cool then. So I hope you all enjoyed it in some level or another. If you didn't, I apologize. Hopefully, whatever we show next will be something more along the lines of something you enjoy.
Well, Pop, how does the cycle work usually? Is it usually every few weeks or every month you do another Hammer film? Usually,
Once a month.
so next is next Tuesday the 1st of April, or is it still March and next Monday then?
Next Tuesday, the month of. Wait, so ask me that question again. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the calendar now.
Is
What's
next
that?
Tuesday still March, or is it the 1st of April and Tuesday of next Tuesday?
Actually,
Next
April
Tuesday is the
1st.
2nd of March.
April 1st is Monday, actually, coming up.
So
Yes.
April 2nd then. So if you want to do another Hammer movie, it's the first around the 1st of April, a new month. If you want to do another Hammer movie,
Well, it wouldn't be Hammer because we did Hammer last week. But
Yeah,
I will.
we're
Remember, I
rotating it. Actually,
rotate. I rotate. Yeah.
we're rotating down, so it fluctuates from week to week.
It may be a voting one because honestly, this week was supposed to be voting, but I ran out of time because I was feeling ill earlier in the week, and I didn't get a chance to get that poll out there early enough to let everybody vote. So I just picked this title here. So I don't want to cheat everybody. I'm going to give everyone the opportunity to let them vote. So I think I'm going to do that for the next Tuesday stream. I'll get 4 titles up there and give you guys a chance to choose which one you want. I
Sounds
do
good,
want
Bob.
everybody. I want everyone to feel that they have involvement and that they're not left out. Okay. Is there anything anybody would like to share before we close this out?
Nothing here I can think of. I think I've already said everything I wanted to say.
well, besides one final greeting to you, Pop, to try to stay healthy and alive and stay safe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And like I said, I really, really appreciate the chat for being here. And I really appreciate all you guys on the panel for keeping me company tonight. You guys did a great job. A lot of questions, a lot of great interaction, and describing the movie. I think overall everyone was happy, and I love these examinations. We go in and we discover a lot of new things, and I have no complaints about that. But I'm hoping, like I said, next week I'll have the poll up there. It'll give people things to vote for. And I'm going to also make sure I include sci-fi. I know sometimes it seems like we get a little heavier on the horror side, but I want to make sure that it's a fair balance between horror and sci-fi. At least give those as an option for you guys to vote on. And a couple pieces of trivia I wanted to add real quick. The filmmakers did have to get approval from the Lysol company to have Frank spray away the stench of death with their product. They liked the idea that Lysol would kill any conceivable odor. In an unprecedented move, a fan of the film started an internet campaign to get the movie released on DVD. Going beyond simple fan petitions, Michael Alfred created a webpage consolidating every bit of news related to the film and contacted many of the film's principals, including the writer and director Dan O'Bannon. He went on to put O'Bannon in touch with MGM's studio. MGM owns the studio now, apparently, which means Amazon. And work began on getting the film released on DVD. O'Bannon and others who worked on the film credited Alfred and his campaign for getting the movie released. On the back of Freddy's jacket, in the theatrical version, the words "fuck you" are displayed. After realizing that the shot could not be used in case it was ever shown on TV, a second jacket was made that says television version and can be seen in the TV version of the movie. So if you ever see the TV
Amazing.
version, keep an eye out for that. Yes. The shot of the
Yeah.
barrel corpse, nicknamed Tarman, changing through the glass panel was done with a wax face over the skull and heat turned up to melt it. The glass cracking was unintentional, but happened due to the heat.
Cool.
Some of the zombie extras were paid bonus to eat real calf brains in the film. Dan O'Bannon didn't. Yes, Dan O'Bannon didn't want the actors to do anything he wasn't willing to do, and he ate some raw calf brains himself in front of them to show that he wouldn't ask them to do anything that he wasn't willing to do himself. I don't know if I would have gone that far as a director, but I give him credit for that.
Pop, and it seems like I just looked up Raiders of the Lost Ark came out 4 years before this movie, so odds are they probably borrowed the melting head scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, because since that movie popularized it.
Oh, they had melting scenes with melting stuff like that even before Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
Yeah, but Raiders is the one that probably made it popular, though, since the movie was a huge hit, though.
Well, it depends
Yeah.
on your point of view.
But a lot of the people that worked on Raiders were old school guys that have probably been working in films from the 60s and 50s.
Right.
And so they knew all this shit decades ago, and it wasn't really a new thing. So no.
Right. Because we covered a movie, I'm trying to remember what it was not too long ago on this stream, where they used the melt effect, and it was made before
Time
Raiders of the
Machine.
Lost Ark. Yes, that's it. Time
It was
Machine.
the-
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Great
And it
film.
was right. So, if you think it was popularized, I think it's because it's your perception of because maybe your age, because you're not familiar with stuff that came out before that, maybe perhaps. But that's just I don't know. That's just an opinion.
Any more trivia, or is that about it?
Well, the lead pipe that Clu Gulager used in the movie is actually made of rubber. He initially used a real pipe, but the crew snuck it away from him and replaced it with rubber one. Dan O'Bannon was worried that Clu's frequent angry and sometimes violent outbursts. And Miguel A. Nunez Jr., the guy who played Spider, was homeless when he was cast in this movie.
Oh, interesting. That was the black gentleman who you're wondering if was in RoboCop 2.
Correct. Also, the eye test poster, seen most clearly after Frank and Freddy ran into Bert's office after hearing the first reanimated cadaver in Bert's office, actually reads, "Bert is a slow driver and a cheap son of a bitch who's going bald too, haha." If you put the letters together, pause the Blu-ray at around 17:29 into the movie for a clear shot. So that was kind of like an inside joke. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw the Bert is a cheap son of a bitch because I was reading that in between their little interaction, but I didn't see the rest of it, so that's pretty neat.
And if
So
this
thanks for
helps
that,
me,
Pop.
anytime. If this interests any of you guys, when shooting Trash's gravestone dance, Linnea Quigley, she initially was completely naked and showed pubic hair, as was more the norm in the early 80s. However, producer Graham Henderson visited the shoot that day and, according to himself and others, threw a fit yelling at Dan O'Bannon that you can't show pubic hair on television. Dan sent Linnea away and had her completely shaved, which coincidentally Linnea herself found to be the most embarrassing part of the whole thing. Then they did another shoot to which Graham Henderson cried out, "Oh God, it's even worse. You can see everything." Ironically, the exact same thing would happen with Matilda's maid. Sorry. Ironically, the exact same thing would happen with Matilda May's nude scenes on the next movie that O'Bannon scripted, Life Force. At this point, they sent Linnea quickly over to Bill Munn's and we installed where they made an alginate crotch piece resembling the bottom of a G-string and glued it on. According to Linnea, this was a bit of a problem since every time she had to go to the bathroom, they had to remove it. Because of this, there are no shots of Linnea with a completely naked crotch area or the department store mannequin. Sorry. That's a lot to read and I'm losing my voice. Quigley joked once that she has never had more attention focused on her vagina than when she was shooting that scene. Fans still ask if there's any footage of the versions of her dance with pubic hair or uncovered shaved vagina, but so far none has shown up. And that's it for the trivia and for my voice.
Oh.
Sorry, guys, my voice didn't. Not
No
gonna
worries,
last.
Bob.
Oh, it's all, dude. That was awesome. No, great information. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, Pop. Like, awesome stuff.
All right. So, is there anything I've forgotten? Have we covered everything? How are we doing on the chat? Is there anything we've forgotten there?
No, there's some few bits you might want to read, or somebody, maybe Gorilla, somebody.
Are you still there, Gorilla?
Yeah, I'm still here. Just a
Can you help
sec.
me out, buddy?
Poor Gorilla.
I'm sorry it's late, Gorilla, I know.
Daniel says good movie. Scurvy says Jill will be gone as quickly as a box of Twinkies at Scotty's house. Jill says Jill's laughing. And PvP says Jill is a woman of mystery. She appears and disappears like the wind. I was just responding to Sci-Fi Cynthia because he said I was here just for a few seconds.
Well, she usually is. She's usually in bed.
But okay, this is perfectly timed right here. And PvP says, well, she was shaved. And Jill says, well, duh. So apparently we found something out about Jill. I don't know. And
Ooh.
seeing everything
Oh my.
was toxic males enjoy. And Jill says, well, you made it almost 4 hours. Plus, you were on my show earlier. Mm-hmm.
And if anyone
know.
isn't subscribed to Anti-Derivative Jill, please subscribe. She is super close to 700, if not at 700 already.
And
Yeah, she's
Daniel
got a
says
lot of
that's
amazing content.
Yeah, Daniel says that's what I got to do. I forgot to get Twinkies at Walmart.
Yeah, well, this live stream is about 40 minutes too long anyway.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. You all drive safe tomorrow. If you have to work, stay warm. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow night for Gilligan's Island. Thank you, everybody on the panel. I will see you guys soon.
Good night, guys.